All right, you guys, this is the Cracker Barrel 400 live race reactions from, Nashville Super Speedway this evening. Seeing how this race is going to play out. Remember last year, 5 overtimes? Hope we're not going to have that again.
Bringing us together here in the Music City, to feel the power and the spirit of competition. Let's these drivers and crews today keep them sharp, safe, and strong as they chase that checkered flag. And this spring, we give thanks for our sailors and marines who seized distant shores and carried freedom's banner high these past 250 years. Bless this race, bless our warriors, and God bless the United States of America. Amen.
Please welcome from the 2D Marine Aircraft Wing Band, Sergeant Elizabeth Marino.
What's so happily we hail at the twilight's last gleam, whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watch, were so gallantly strong. And its red glow, the white bursting in the gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet fly?
What's up, man?
And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. Ford driver.
Yeah, dude, it's been almost a month. Like, it's been a month since we've done our last live race reaction.
I know. All we gotta do is that's just don't out the south.
Well, welcome back for just the fifth Cup Series race at NASCAR's Nashville Super Speedway. Think about that in context to the Coke 600 a week ago, where we've been running it for 66 years. So it's going to be a fun place to run a night race tonight. Carl, who do you have your eye on?
Well, I was talking about Denny Hamlin for a couple of reasons. It's such a difficult racetrack. It takes everything you've got, all the experience, the discipline. He's been so fast here. He's been fast of late. He's got a baby on the way. He's just loving life with the speed in this number 11 car. I really think a veteran is going to take it. Like I said, it's Denny Hamlin. I got $5. You're going to pay me if he wins this thing. This is going to be great.
Well, Denny, his second 10 lap average, I'm taking his first to 10 lap average, that's Tyler Reddick. He needs to turn that season around. I think he does it tonight. Tyler Reddick, ladies and gentlemen, is here like the front half of his haircut. All business. We're going to see all business out of Tyler Reddick tonight.
Well, Denny has a little boy on the way. Tyler and his wife, Alexa, just welcomed their second baby boy. They announced it just a few hours ago, a little boy named Rookie. Let's send it up to a trio of veterans. It's time for the boys in the booth to take over.
All right. Who's your pick to win? Back to back, I see. Yeah. Good choice.
I look at the schedule, and the tracks coming up are really tough. So what are drivers face tonight here at Nashville?
Well, the concrete's a real challenge for the drivers. It provides such a limited amount of
I got
grip compared to the asphalt we traditionally run on. And the bumps, really, really rough racetrack, especially over the tunnel in 3 and 4. And a new bump off the turn 4 speed. The drivers
No, one
the challenge for the drivers are going to be on your way. We're going to see it all night long.
I don't know.
It's easier for the men on top of the pit. This is truly unreal. We've seen green flag runs. We've seen 5 overtimes a year ago. Stayed this race a year ago, turned the season around for Joey Logano. This was his only regular season win. This is what created that merge in the playoffs that carried on to a championship. Joey Logano. So he doesn't look great on the speed chart, but they know how to manufacture finishes. I don't put anything past the 22. 4 races here at Nashville.
Oh yeah, it's on par.
The guys you talked about.
Yep.
Almost went on YouTube TV.
Ah. Yep, I'm able to do the watch the prime races.
Yeah. Fucking God, this place is so boring.
So is this a new average Kyle Larson? Because it'll be the first time ever. Or are they hiding something? Or are they going to be better? Yeah, I'm looking at the state ahead of practice and qualifying. This Kyle Larson we're talking about, man.
I'm not jumping off the bandwagon.
No, don't give away your seat yet.
And hey, starting 28, he's going to put on a show driving to the front for all of us. We're about ready to go in Nashville. Let's send it trackside for the command. And now, here to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome 4-time Academy of Country Music Award nominee and top-selling singer-songwriter, Ernest.
Nashville, Tennessee. The sun does shine on Music City. And drivers, start your engine!
The engines are fired. It's a sold-out crowd. We are ready to rock in Music City. The green flag comes your way next.
This is today's snow map will show you a secret spot, a high-performance hideout from far as the brakes check, roll cage check, a spoiler so big it doubles as a picnic table. Oh, you bet. Every 8
Well,
minutes,
how do I-
second mistake, it's all dollars that goes right back in the new ride.
Let's see.
Like fun.
How did I read
We
a bottle of stuff that is
You can run the perfect race. Eddie Hamlin leading the pack on the final lap. And then, boom. Oh, Hamlin's hit! Hamlin is out of it! That's true in racing and life. When debt hits hard, National Debt Relief helps you take control. So you can pay less than you owe in less time than you think. When life wrecks your finances, National Debt Relief helps you get back on track. Visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started today.
Meet the IHOP House Day Italian menu. Everything's just $6. Like the breakfast Bailey's combo, $6. French toast breakfast, $6. $6 for all this and all that. That's a lot of breakfast for $6. Weekdays at IHOP.
I'm coming in fast. I'm coming in late. I'm in that.
new PFP. Yeah, finally decided things.
I see that.
Can you guess who it is? And the people watching can guess who it is?
I have no clue.
5-race stretch only on
Or if anyone watched
More
it.
bright lights, more Nashville nights, more Motor City speed, more passion unleashed, more history made, more precision display, more moments you can't miss, and for the first time, only on Prime. Welcome to NASCAR.
Yeah, no one's talking. So this is what's in the from Mules as my PFP. Oh no, I got the fucking ratios of it wrong. Let me fix it. Hold up, let me fix it. For some reason I got all the ratios fucked somehow. Alright, that's good.
You hear Fogarty in church, and you know it is time for NASCAR on Prime. 39 stock cars rolling off the grid at Nashville. I said before the break, 4 different winners here in the 4 races. Denny Hamlin not on that list, but driver 11 has led the most laps when you look at the last 4 races here in Nashville, Tennessee. Starting on the front row tonight.
Well, let's talk to him so we can get some insight. Denny Hamlin, Dale Jr., we have some booth, you guys. Man, I know you're excited. You got your.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin had Ryan Truex on standby because he's on baby watch. So yeah, there's a that's really exciting.
You're really just excited about the opportunity to win. Obviously, had a great car yesterday, qualified well, practiced well. And got a lot of good things going on. So love to cap it off with a win tonight. Well, man, you have been great here over the last several years, and kind of want to know what's the most important thing you need your car to do now. I think just wrapping the bottom is going to be something that's important. We're still going to move around. We're in traffic, but having a car that can stay on the bottom, stay planted there, get through traffic. When we get to live traffic, that's going to be key.
You like this one that is
Oh, good grief.
third pole of the season yesterday, new track record. Row 2, William Byron, the championship leader, with Tyler Reddick from the Toyota camp, looking for his first win of the year. Ross Chastain in row 3 with practice.
Alrighty.
Won this race 2 years ago. Got Cook 600 last Sunday night. Row 4, Christopher Bellman, most laps, won a couple stages here last season.
I'm sure you already know this, but I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to Atlanta for the first
Oh
time.
yeah, I saw that. Is there any other races I'm thinking of going to?
Going to adjust the camera, just my camera just a little bit. All right.
All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna slide though to Homestead, Miami. That's all I'm gonna say. Wait, no, they don't have the fall. Never mind. I guess I'll go Homestead next week.
Nashville, Chase Elliott with 23, Bubba Wallace in row 7. Ricky Stenhouse, man, he's been carrying it up this year, doing great with Eric Jones, who just turned 29 on Friday. Row 8, Brian Blaney, best car practice, at the top. Also, Austin Simmons, board middle back here. And row 9, AJ Allmendinger, him on his
Just adjusting my chair.
sort of penalty at the start of the race. And number 7, Justin Haley. And then in row 10, Ryan Freeze, 5 top 10s in 2025. And Josh Berry, a home race for Josh here. We're gonna go
Oh yeah, I have an underdog pick in the Austin Post of all.
I've said this, man. He's fast enough to make the playoffs. It's just the execution needs to be a lot better. Like his team,
blowing in.
yeah, like
Ew, I
Just
was so pissed off when he blew his internet solid. Because I wanted to see the 77 up there somewhere.
We'll give an update on that penalty. Continuing with the grid in row 11. Driving that up, iconic number 3 out of Richard Choke Racing is Austin Dillon. Next to him, Ty Gibbs in the 54. Shane Van Gisbergen. Next to Alex Hogan back in row 12. Kyle Busch. Carson Hocevar. A lot of excitement back here in row 13 as we watch those two try to move to the front. Zane Smith will be in row 14.
dude, remember last year's race?
Oh yeah, where they had like 5 overtime.
Yeah, I hope we don't get that.
Alex Holman in 24th, and he said, honestly, I feel like our practice pace was pretty good. Maybe the best we've ever had at Nashville, but qualifying in that first group is so tough. He said,
And I know once Ross Chastain won, I knew you were excited.
Way better than we qualified.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marty. And now we go back to row 16. Ty Dillon making his 500th NASCAR start. He's there, but Daniel Suarez made his 300th start in the Cup Series last week. Row 17, you got Corey Hahn, truck sensation, making his second start of the year. Drive alongside Cody Ware at the beginning of this race. John Hunter Nemechek, 2 top.
All right, looks like we're going green next time by. Dude, I gotta say, man, Amazon is their broadcast million times better than Fox.
Is. Ooh, Mexico is gonna be here not too long.
Yeah, it'll be in a couple weeks. I was thinking about maybe doing live reacting to the Xfinity race.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
What?
All right, here we go. Looks like we're going racing. Fireworks down the backstretch.
The word this week for our entire group about Nashville Super Speedway.
Here we go.
When you look at the starting lineup, 10 drivers that qualified inside the top 15 and not one this year. A victory puts you into the playoffs. Who gets it done tonight? Inside of the front row is Chase Briscoe. Outside, Denny Hamlin. Teammates to get us going. As we put the
Green flag. Chase Briscoe got a jump there.
I'm back.
Yeah, that was a great start. Whoa.
Oh, that's not dang it. I saw that out corner of my eye. I'm like, oh, you fucking kidding me? Not even lap one. But yeah, the next place I might go to is Darlington.
16 out there. Road.
Yeah, Trevor told us issues of inspection, a stop, and a go, no service allowed. We'll see when the 16 rejoins the pack. It'll definitely be a loss of 1 lap and probably be behind the field. He's looking for a quick yellow. That would save this 16 car. Really, really good battles back here in the field.
But yeah, Prime is so much better. I noticed that the camera quality is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
The audio is really good. Actual good announcers and stuff.
Makes me feel good because with the stop and go,
that car, Larson's up the racetrack in turn 2. Slowing off the pace
Uh-oh.
is an issue with his car.
that's unfortunate. Keep going from 28 to 23rd.
Back up to speed. Not sure if he just got loose and up out of the groove, but gathered the car back in, trying to get going again.
You know one thing I noticed
All the
about
way to the tail
Austin?
of the field now, just a couple cars behind.
What's that?
He's either the most dominant slider or he's one of the worst sliders you've ever
Oh,
seen.
look at that looseness.
Let's see.
Look at looseness.
Oh.
Contact.
Yeah.
So he gets loose into one. The 54.
Oh, wow.
He's about to run over the 54.
Looks like he got loose and Zane Smith was behind him and had nowhere to go. And Chastain got loose as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle Larson, he's either a guy who can like dominate races, he can probably be one of looks be dominant, and then times where he just pushes himself too hard and just bends himself out.
Dude, he's like the Master Slapman of NASCAR.
I can definitely see that.
Because Max
Even though I-
is an idiot, but he can dominate.
Well, I think he knows he's got plenty of race car, and he's savvy enough, smart enough, the race car driver to know not to drive over his head in this situation. We got a lot of traffic in front of him. He's going to have opportunities to beat a lot of these cars on pit road tonight. Plenty of people are going to make tons of mistakes to give him more track position. So he's in good shape. As long as the car's there, that was the one thing we were worried about with practice time and qualifying speed. What kind of speed does the car even have? So that's still, something we're going to figure out here in the early stages. Well, this is the challenge. When you say conservative how? I mean, there's traffic everywhere. You're going to have to take certain risks right there. If it's like a 3 wide middle, chose to stick with the outside, give Bradley Hurts in that 35 to shove down into the corner. Yeah. He was checking up, trying not to run into the back of the Gibbs car on that turn 1 entry and got contact from behind from Gilliland. And that's, he was a little bit free, but I think the contact was supposed to what sent him up the racetrack there.
You referenced Gibbs. Gibbs is 21st. Morrison had driven in the first couple of laps from 28 to 22nd. So he was gaining on the competition, and all signs were that he was going to move to the front early, has the wiggle, and now settles in line, and we'll see what he has with the balance of the night. Meanwhile, back at the front, Briscoe 0.4 of a second in front of teammate Denny Hamlin. National debt relief taking us on board here.
It's great bumper camera there showing us the asphalt or the concrete and exactly what that looks like, how imperfect the surface is. It's so rough. You see the chatter as he goes around this racetrack. He's kind of bouncing and look at bounce all the way down the straightaway. If you ever rode on the interstate, it's concrete. You can bounce, the car just kind of bounces across the joints. Big bump right there. Another one right here to stay on board. Right there. That little bump right there is the newer bump that Chase Elliott, some of the drivers talking about, may be a problem on the long run if they're losing grip in the car and you've got somebody on your door on your left side and making you really tight right there. You can bounce tight or loose across that bump lane on corner exit, turn 4. We'll keep an eye on that.
This feels a little bit like a broken record. I think back to last week, Coke 600. You got Briscoe on the pole. He's up front. Hamlin spent so much time in the top 5 last week. Same for William Byron, who led all those laps. Tyler Reddick was there. And look at our top 4 tonight: 19, 11, 24, and 45.
Yeah, Joe Gibbs Racing, especially Denny Hamlin, and really Joe Gibbs Racing, like they've been good. Denny Hamlin has been good at this track. It's just oh my goodness. Especially last year, man. Oh, so close.
Hey, there's a battle between the Zone and the Blues Leon. See who wins the new Tobacco War of NASCAR.
Mhm.
A lot of teams are kind of surprised and caught off guard by the severity of the bumps as they get worse every year. The tunnel bump over turn 3 and 4 ground is settling around that tunnel, and that track is kind of sinking down, creates a stronger, more difficult bump to get through each time we come back. Hard to believe that Kyle Busch, last top 10 early April Darlington. I mean, you talk about trying to recover, Dale. That's what you mentioned right here in practice. And you'll see the car back there in the middle corner just get loose and just easily spins it down the racetrack.
We know Kyle Busch will be back at RCR next year. It just matter of what he's going to do after 2026.
I think after 26, I think he's going to just retire at that point.
It's not that severe up high when they go into the high groove.
Unless Ozzy on massive things.
Look at the top 5. A lot of Toyotas there. Briscoe, Hamlin, Byron, Reddick, and Bell were off and rolling on a Sunday night.
And do you notice I didn't mention this earlier, but you know on Fox, if you notice how the audio quality seems a little muffled?
Yeah.
Like when you hear the cars go by, it sounds muffled.
Yeah.
Have you noticed? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Amazon's much more clearer. So.
Yeah, because Fox doesn't know how to mix the audio for some reason.
And the fact that they don't even have full screen commercials, Amazon, phenomenal. Not even under caution is just phenomenal as well. Oh, then he's closing in. He's closing in on Briscoe just a little.
I want to see Hamlin win in Briscoe.
Today is his 700th start.
Yeah. I don't do a update. Live videos.
Even ATTR cardiac amyloidosis. You've come a long way. Your parents was never set in stone. You charged ahead. So I would like for the ATTRCM to find you. You have the power of choice. Truly is an oral medicine used to treat adults with ATTRCM to reduce death and hospitalization related to heart problems. People taking the Truly saw an impact on health-related quality of life and are 50% less likely to be hospitalized for heart issues, giving you more chances to do what you love with who you love. Tell your doctor if you're pregnant, planning to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding, and about the medications you take. The most common side effects were mild and included diarrhea and abdominal pain. If you have ATTR cardiac amyloidosis, ask your cardiologist if a Truly is right for you. It's time to get busy living.
Well, have you heard? NASA might go to 750.
Wait. Oh yeah, the horsepower. Yeah, I heard about that. I've heard about that. That would be really good.
Upping it up to 750.
That would be very good.
See what Danny does. See if he goes to the top of the racetrack. It's been working for him. Yep. Right up the racetrack here. Not all the way to the top. Use that middle groove. And look at the game, and he'll get down the back straightaway. Starts to close in a little bit. There's a car link, another half a car link, another half a car link. Just got to keep chipping away at it, Steve. Lap after lap, corner after corner. That's the key. It's a game of inches. Charlotte is on big runs. You can make up 3-4 car lengths. Here at Nashville, every car length is a big, big game that you just don't give it up. You have to be a little defensive, try to keep the game.
All right.
You have to go outside of the dirty air that the 19 cars created. Right behind the 19 car layer is very dirty. You need a lot of clean air coming underneath your car to provide the downforce and grip. So the 11 has to offset in the corner, and the 19 can also chase his car up the racetrack. Now he's not pinned to the bottom right there. He's up the racetrack a little bit, trying to dirty that air that Denny's going to look for. And that's the game. That's this fun game that this car presents. I know it frustrates the drivers a little bit, but it's so fun to see them challenge and try to put together passes and outsmart each other. Kind of cat and mouse, trying to make you guess incorrectly on where to run on the racetrack.
Here's what's interesting to me. These two running so tight at the front, but William Byron, a second and a half or more back in third. So even though these two are racing so closely for the top spot, really no William Byron in sight. He can't take advantage. Maybe he will need an adjustment when we get that first stop of the night.
You know, Toyotas have been strong. They were strong here in the past years and strong again in practice. And the Ender cars have had a lot of speed this year, but they look to be a little marginalized. I say that he's running third. You know, and Chase Elliott's right there at 6, so they've got speed. But I believe that the Gibbs cars just have a little bit more when we come to this racetrack. We'll see what happens with a big shift in grip and temperature. This track's going to change a ton throughout the night. And the same thing we saw in the 600. Somebody that might not be running really, really awesome at the start of the race could come on late.
But I will say this, from Briscoe, taking advantage of an opportunity. Ultimately, you want to win, and the expectation is there when you start on the pole. But he comes in 40 points above the cut line. They've got to maximize and get stage points, something he didn't do when he started at the front last week.
And he's right there, just about in position. And you're right, and the pressure is on Briscoe because even though Truex kind of struggled to after, you wouldn't want to let him go by. You're not going to race your teammate quite as hard as you might race everybody else. But man, to win these races, and that's what he wants to do, you have to control the front of the field. And you have to race every position, even this early in the race, like it's for the win.
The 19 now is trying to commit to the lane almost second. He's almost wanting the 11 to commit to the bottom or middle first, right? It's this crazy kind of prediction. Next rear view camera, so on the back of the roof, there's a camera pointing back at the screen on their dash or wherever they decide to put it. It makes all the difference. All right, the 19 gave a little bit of light to the left side, and he tries to get lower on the racetrack.
So that line right there where Briscoe's maybe a half a car off the bottom, that makes the bottom, very bottom, really not an option for Denny. And that also kind of dirties or muddies up the air in the higher groove. Denny's going to have to find even more grip way up the racetrack if he wants to make this pass. I just don't think the track's there yet to be able to provide enough speed on that longer route around. And you can see the difference now. The 19's kind of moved around, dirty the air up, and he slipped back a little bit, kind of going to regroup, maybe pull his tires down, make another charge at it.
Let's go down to Trevor Bay, and it's our Cracker Barrel 400 Pit Road Report.
Yes, sir. Adam, a Custom 22 car here looking pretty good right now. They were concerned with their short run speed during practice, but felt that around lap 30, which we're coming up on, their car came to life. Looking pretty good on short run speed, though. Able to move up from 9 to 8 there. Spotter Coleman Presley really getting to him to move around and change his entry some. Yeah.
Chris Buescher running in the 12th position, and for this team, it's been a little bit of a sigh of relief this week. The appeals panel met for their penalty back from Kansas. That 60-point penalty was reduced to 30. Now they find themselves 6 points out of the playoffs after that appeal. And Crew Chief Scott Graves is back and told me this gives them a second chance. Right now, Buescher feeling good in terms of ride quality and balance on that Ford, Marty.
Yeah, Team Penske driver Austin Cindric sitting in the 15th position. Chatted with Austin yesterday. He said, honestly, I feel like yesterday was one of the better practice sessions we've had in an intermediate track this year. We're solidly in the group that can run 5th to 15th where it is right now in the race today. And it was also interesting, you told me
Michael McDowell's in 7th.
I didn't think they were any worse than last year. I thought they were no different. And how do you navigate those bumps tonight, Adam? Could be who gets the victory lane.
Chastain's in 9th. Bubba's in 11th.
26 years old, he's not worried about the bumps. It's a speed ride.
Tyler Reddick in 4th. Then he is still a half a second, and Briscoe's been dominating so far.
A little bit tight center where the rubber is on the bottom, but where the circus is cooler, I turn fine. If anything, I would know you got just a little bit more to lean on the exit. And entry.
Great information, and the driver sounds relatively calm to have only moved forward about a couple positions. Still sitting at 30th spot right here. His lap times are basically the same as all the cars around here. The leaders are running 30-30s. Some of the cars in the top 10, 30-40s. This car right here, this 5, is running 30-60s and 70s back in the field.
Two drivers to pay off the top 10. Chase Elliott, Michael McDowell, Bubba Wallace up there, Ross Chastain, Chase Briscoe, your race leader.
Subway's protein-packed footlongs check all the boxes. Juicy chicken or layers of fresh sliced deli meats? Check. All your favorite Subway sauces? Check. Plus, buy any footlong in the app, get another half off. Great deal? Check, check. Order now on the Subway app.
New to Toyota Gazoo Racing, there are a lot of unofficial rules. Rules like only pass cars on the left. Don't drive on the grass. When you win, be humble. You know what they say. Rules and racing broken. You in?
When I use my Boss Bulldog rotary hammer, I feel like the man.
They like to powerfully break through brick and concrete.
That powerful feeling grows and grows. I feel like I am the
When you get power through the toughest concrete, the more you wash, the more you feel like a.
bone does for Bulldog, but don't try this.
This Xfinity Wi-Fi is. Next up, food time. The Wi-Fi is booming like a
IPO.
Green feet sideways. It's bursting with Wi-Fi.
Well, the only reason boom when they see is when
The Wi-Fi booming.
After 17 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series roars back into Mexico. And it's not coming quietly. Saturday, June 14th, live from Mexico City.
Oh my gosh, these fans are amazing.
The temperatures will be hot. The danger will be high.
Oh, look at the crash!
And the racing will be right on the edge. The NASCAR Xfinity Series, Saturday, June 14th from Mexico City at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on the CW.
Find your favorite driver and official NASCAR merchandise by searching Shop the Race in the Amazon shopping app. 37 laps in, NASCAR's Cup Series racing at Nashville Superspeedway. And here comes the 19 of Chase Briscoe, and he's knocking on the door of the 51 of Cody Ware. That would put him a lap down. That's significant because that would mean that A.J. Allmendinger no longer would be in the pre-pass position. He was hoping for an early caution, and there goes Briscoe.
Got held up there a little bit off the corner, and that's going to give Denny Hamlin an opportunity. Anytime you got a faster car, I can't tell you how many times we've come to Nashville and we've watched Denny Hamlin try to match a faster car for the lead. I mean, it seems like this happens in every single race here, and I love it. The traffic is going to present a better opportunity for Denny to try to get this lead away. Take Briscoe to the top here around the 34. Denny should be able to turn to the bottom. If the 34 gives it the bottom, that might be an overall gain. Looks like Gillen maybe, Gillen's going to get to the top. Larson on pit road. Marty.
You see Kyle Larson hitting, and yes, did not make the progress we thought he might make once he had that one little slip up. This is a little on the early side of the window. 39 laps in the run, 51 to go in the stage. They can make it to the end of the stage. Hitting here for Kyle Larson and maybe get some clean.
Oh, Briscoe now comes down pit road. Around like Route 40.
Just because there wasn't a lot of tire fall off, and shocking for the 5s. He's
to go down 2 laps, which is a big risk. Now we see Briscoe, the leader on pit road. This will get everyone's attention. He's got to kind of set the standard. Doesn't want to give up that track position, Kim.
No, absolutely not. Remember, they made some pit road mistakes last week, so they are looking for perfection on pit road this week. Really, no major feedback on the cars handling from Chase, but Scott are telling other cars have more roll speed through the center.
Denny now comes down pit road.
Four fresh your tires, snowboat fuel for leader Chase Briscoe.
Same with
See the
Byron.
reaction, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, kind of forced. Right? If you're not going to run long and do something very off-cycle, then you need to follow Briscoe down pit road and not lose time, Marty.
No real complaints from Denny Hamlin, and we kind of saw that longer run practice show up here in the early part of the race as well. But once he called his teammate, he could go
and to fire off fighting way tighter than expected. In fact, he said, I need to free up more towards the end of that run. He did say off the border exit, it did start to get a little bit freer. William Byron down the service.
Scheduled green flag pit stops, 40 laps into the stage 1.
So now we'll see if Denny Hamlin can blend in front of the 19. Remember, the 19 came a lap early. He should be able to keep the lead, and he will. Will Denny lose overall time? I don't know. Photocopy looks like exactly how they looked before the whole came to pit road.
I'm anxious to see, who does run it long and how everybody plays this because the window is so wide.
Well, with Reddick staying on the racetrack, I believe the plan is to run long, or he would have already pitted, Marty.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. coming down pit road, a team in the playoffs as of right now. You see that big weapon with Stenhouse saying the car way too free early in the race. 47 leads back on the racetrack.
The last 2 races here, stage 1 green completely, 23 on pit road. Yeah, the 23 car taking 4 tires of fuel here. Really happy with their qualifying and their effort early in this weekend after 3 bad weekends in a row. Need to recover here in Nashville.
As you see Chris Butcher on the bottom of your screen, he started off neutral, but then tight center free entry is the report he gave the team before this stop.
And be very careful judging the time of these pit stops. Everyone, even at the start of the race, on different fuel loads, Trevor. Yeah, Joey Logano going a little long there on that run. A little free in for Joey Logano right now. They were talking about getting that car better on exit, and this is the car they were referencing to. Rochester really good on exit right now. He's one of the first ones to move that entry line around as well, we saw earlier.
Sometimes it's challenging to come off the banking, make a pit stop here speeding for Bubba Wallace. He'll have to do a drive-through penalty here under green. Chase Elliott is in.
Alan Gutson said that the early part of their weekend is their challenge right now. If they're going to win races, they got to qualify better and run better in stage 1. They're doing that right now. They'll themselves inside the top 6 from that whole run. Yeah.
Michael McDowell coming off that top 10 finish at Charlotte, reporting he fired off 3 and turned 4 on exit, but the handling has worked its way back to him. He said the car is pretty decent right now. No major changes on this stop for Michael McDowell.
Talked about that pit entry. It's extremely aggressive coming off of the banking on the pit road. And if your car is sliding around, hopping, crashing the brakes is not an option, Marty.
Boy, Chris Lavelle had to work around the car to get into the stall. Checked up a little bit to see if that caught the inside on the track. The early part of the run, very good for Lavelle. He said, if anything, it's giving up turn 1 later in the run.
Tyler Reddick leading the race. He's up there with Blaney, Cedric, Ty Gibbs, Justin Haley.
Yeah, Reddick now on pit road. He's the car at the top of your screen right there, Reddick. Familiar 45, new partner with Pinnacle on the side, Marty.
When everybody else pitted, Steve, Willie Scott said, we're going to take advantage of this clean air and see if we can gain a little bit on this pit stop cycle. The short one was really good for Reddick. Kind of leveled off the front hot at the end of the run, and a little bit too free at the end of the run as well.
You see Bubba Wallace right there serving his penalty, basically 1 lap, much like the 16 car, an extra trip down pit road. This one hurt the 45. He ran long. Now, what he's hoping for is he split the stage up kind of in the middle. He's hoping with maybe 10 to go, 15 to go to the stage, that his pressure tires really fire off and makes up a bunch of time. Before this pit cycle started, a couple of cars on the racetrack getting pretty aggressive. Brian Priest, Stenhouse, these are 2 hard-headed guys. When you put them close proximity on the racetrack, this is what you get. You can see both of those guys probably smiling through that whole process. I know it looked like they might be frustrated with each other as we ride on board with Priest and the triple onboard camera. Right over that bump at turn 3 and 4, and see them cars sliding around in front of me. Looks like Host Bar right there out in front of the number 60. Priest is back in 27th position
Top 11 cars yet to make a pit stop in the green flag cycle. Chase Briscoe, who was leading when this whole thing began, being scored now in the 11th position.
So think about this, right? Ryan Blaney has yet to pit, and he's running 30.2 second laps. Cars that have already pitted, they're running 30.1, 30.2, 30.3, depending on where they are. So this is why you see cars run long. Darlington, Miami, tracks where tires lose grip instantly. No chance the pit cycle takes as long. One pits, they all pit. But here at Nashville, what makes it so difficult is there's an outside chance that staying out like the Blaney works and pays off the long run.
51 laps in, you're watching NASCAR on Prime.
From racetrack to road, Mobil One Motorway, whatever you drive more beautifully.
Meet the IHOP Health Faves value menu. Everything's just $6. Like the breakfast faves combo. $6?
Never mind, I already have water right here. Lol.
$6 for all this and all that. That's a lot of breakfast for $6. Weekdays at IHOP. A Chewy order is on the way for Dash, who was just rescued yesterday by Dave, who's realizing in real time his new dog has a thing for squirrels. And there's Chewy, where Dave will order a harness and everything else Dash needs in life, like delicious food, because orally can work up quite an appetite. For low prices and fast shipping, for life with pets, there's Chewy.
YGM Genuine Parts at AC Delco. From the basics like maintenance and repair parts to powertrain components, GM.
Yeah, I've said this before, just night races, they just get a good vibe. Like, they just do. I'm a fan of night races.
I think these cars are best at night. I don't know why. As soon as the dual weather, these cars some of the best cars I ever seen.
Laps to go. Stage 1 of the Cracker Barrel 400 from Nashville Super Speedway. Last year, Team Penske won in the form of Joey Logano. This year, his teammate leads, and that being Ryan Blaney. He and teammate Austin Cindric both need to make a pit stop.
Yeah, mixed up running order with cars staying on the racetrack. But you see on the racetrack, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, that will be for position, as well as Suarez, but he has yet to pit, right? So all the drivers who have pitted 24 and 11, who we're focused on, Byron putting the pressure on Hamlin. Suarez is racing those guys for position, but he's yet to come to pit road, and you can see the difference in new tires versus old tires. Very minimal for some of the better cars, but Suarez is struggling to make lap time here late in this run. And yeah, the 24 is using the top of the racetrack, trying to get that clean air. Right on board with John Hunter Newchick for Toyota Gazoo Racing onboard camera. Just barely cracking that throttle, just slowly going into throttle around this slick concrete racetrack.
Nemechek won here last year in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, they've been really strong. Had an awesome car last week at the 600. Not that great tonight. It don't appear. Maybe not in store for a top 10 run. They've been kind of struggling. Trevor, what you got? Well, guys, the 12 team historically likes to run long at these type of tracks, but Blaney's getting faster right now. Staying out, he's running 30.27 the last lap. The fastest car on the tires, Christopher Bell, at 30.21. Well, this changed the strategy for the rest of the race of some of these cars who have really good long run speed, Steve.
Yeah, I'm shocked that everyone came as early as they did. Tires don't dictate that it's required. I think Blaney's proven that you're fine to stay out. So you ask yourself, what's the risk? A caution. A caution right now. Why that wouldn't have hurt Byron or Reddick because they are on the lead lap. They're down track position. They have so many laps on the tires that probably going to have to pick again. Blaney would then be the race leader.
We saw Blaney have incredible speed in practice, Steve. And my question to you is that strategy open to everyone or just cars like Blaney that can run this kind of a lap time this late in the run?
Well, good cars make everything better, right? So I think it is definitely going to pay off the best for Blaney. But I think if you look at even Cindric in second, I don't think he's quite as fast, but it's not a huge penalty to run long. Because remember, if they go maybe 15 more laps and they pit, maybe they put a lot of fuel on board, maybe you take 2 tires at the end of the stage. Maybe you short fill at the end of the stage. I think this just opens up the opportunities is really what it's doing. Why take the risk if you don't have to early? Run long, see when the cautions come, kind of adjust.
Best strategy is a fast race car. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah, keep a fast race car, you know when the yellows are going to come out. That'd be a lot of good decisions.
Scan the QR code to save on gaming products by Logitech G, the official wheel and pedal of NASCAR.
Bubba Wallace is a big gamer and streamer as well, and but he's had a bit of a tough run here. Just several weeks ago, this guy had over 60 points to the cut line in the playoffs. Here's the finishes in the last 3 races. Just a abysmal 3 weeks, and that he talked about, man, it feels so good to have such a nice cushion. I've never been in this position. I'm always worried because I'm always around the bubble lane when we're getting toward the playoffs, and this is so nice. What he is now lost all of that advantage, and then the speeding penalty tonight has them all sequence and a lap down, while giving a lap to the field. So he's ran well here, had some good speed here in the past. But he needs a great run tonight.
You saw the finishes. Let's show how they happened. Right here at Texas Motor Speedway in the wreck on the backstretch. Heavy damage with the inside wall. That's that 33rd place finish. Then at Kansas, wrong place, wrong time. Another big impact. I mean, that is big damage. Then at the 600 once again. So you can say bad luck that you're in the wreck, but you're kind of back there. Rarely do we see guys wreck 3rd, 4th, 5th. You get back there in the teens or the 20s, you're bound to determine at some point to get in those accidents.
This is the time of year where we start to pay attention to the bubble battle. We start talking about it. It's very fascinating. A lot of fun drivers around that battle that are part of the great storyline in this sport. He's still comfortably 45 points above, but just imagine if those had been even 15th, 20th place finishes, what position he might be in. So they just need to come in here tonight, overcome that speeding penalty, try to get top 20, top 15 result, and then move on.
You see the battle for 4th. Chase Briscoe, who dominated this race early, 4th now because the top 3 have not entered. Here's 19 radio.
Great penalty on the floorboard.
No.
Copy. We're the things we talked about here. Just do your best advantage and adjust to it. Just make sure if you're pumping that you get a full release before you go to use it here. Doing good.
Right on break down, brake pedal on the floorboard. That tells me that the fluid has gotten hot. The brakes have gotten hot. I don't see any brake cooling on the opening of that 19 car. So as the fluid gets hot, the pedal gets long, and then the feedback of, hey, if you're pumping, so down the straightaway, Dale, if you're pumping the brakes to get a firm pedal, they want to make sure he takes his foot completely off it before he then goes to it at the start of the corner to make sure he has good brake application.
This track is actually harder on brakes than you would imagine. As large as it is, it looks like you can really sail the car down in the corner and have a lot of mid-corner speed. There's no grip. Mid-corner speed's really slow. You use a lot of brake to get the car slowed down to the center. And I think there's a bit of an underestimation of the heat and the humidity. Even today, the temperatures are relatively 20 degrees cooler than last year. It's still muggy hot down there and uncomfortable. Difficult for these machines.
But you see right here in the telemetry how fast these cars are going, and we're going to see 170 plus at the end of the straightaway. The bright red kind of brake pedal will come on at the bottom of the screen, knocking speed. I mean, knocking over 40 miles an hour out of the car.
Let's go to Marty.
Adam, it seems to be a bit of a Toyota problem for the brake issues. Here was Tyler Reddick earlier in the race. Listen.
That was getting let's see now too. I 100%. All right, have you moved by it? Yeah, I thought Ford was worse. I mean, go rearward him.
So that was Tyler Reddick saying the pedal was getting spongy. He also radioed to Billy Scott later on, Kim, and said the pedal also very inconsistent. some corners, I get like a quarter into the way of the brakes and it stops. Other corners are taking almost all the brakes to get it to stop.
Well, Marty, you mentioned it might be a Toyota thing. We heard the issue in Frisco. We just heard the issue with Tyler Reddick. The 54 Tigers also complaining about brakes. About 20 laps ago said the brakes are starting to get really long. That pedal is just not what I need it to be.
Blaney now comes down pit
Blaney
road.
coming to pit road. A lot of talk about brakes, as you heard from all the reporters. That makes that pit entry even more difficult. You go to step on the brakes, you just don't have what you want. The 12 of Blaney was stuck behind some lap cars. Frustration was skyrocketing. Finally came to pit road. We'll see what kind of stuff they have, Kim.
Yeah, the balance of that car just hit not what Blaney wants. It fired off tight. Then he said, I had trouble turning in the center on throttle, but he felt like it was only through traffic. But they did that run tight also, so they're looking for it to free up just a little bit, Marty.
I checked in with Richie Brian Wilson for Austin Cinder. I said, what about this move? He said, why not? They are going to wait on fuel. Steve, why would they make that move now under green versus under caution at the end of the stage?
So it's simple calculation, but basically you can change tires faster than you can fill these cars up with fuel. So rarely, if ever, are the cars leaving full. What these teams are doing right here is they know they're going to lose time, as we see AJ Allmendinger on pit road now. So put extra fuel in here. With the field just bunched up under yellow, have a stop that's 1.5 or 2 seconds faster. That's where you actually load the most passes on pit road is under yellow. See John Hunter, you can check on the bottom of your screen, waiting till released by the group. The chess matches on pit road get more and more complicated every year. We'll have to just see if this fueling strategy by the Penske teammates plays out at the end of the stage.
Justin Haley, another driver that ran it long, caught speeding when he made his pit stop. It's all cycle through. Chase Briscoe back out front.
Online security is like, as a mom, one of the very highest priorities. There's so many things that we have to watch out for. With Spectrum, I don't have to worry about it. I know when my kids are on their devices, they are protected because I'm not always sitting right next to them. The reliability, the connectivity, the security, everything is kind of all in one. That absolutely makes it worth it to me.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
Welcome back to Papa John's. I'm finding things in line, like ordering more to save more off the Papa Parents menu. It's all $6.99.
Why are you whispering?
We're making you Papa Pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
When my doctor gave me Breasttreat for my COPD, things changed for me. Breasttreat gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breasttreat won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breasttreat more than prescribed. Breasttreat may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breasttreat.
ABS or maintenance light on? There's an O'Reilly Auto Parts. Turn left, driver. Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly VeriScan. It's free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you don't want to do the repair yourself, we can recommend a shop for you. Okay, Tyler, let's go fix your car.
Auto Parts. Every lap, every race, every bit of pain traded for every hard-fought place. They're all jammed inside every can of NOS Energy. Go ahead, open up a can.
Welcome to more new ways to watch. A 5-race stretch only on Prime. More bright lights, more Nashville nights, more Motor City speed, more passion unleashed, more history made, more precision display, more moments you can't miss. And for the first time, only on Prime. Welcome to NASCAR.
Right there.
13 laps to go, stage one here at Nashville. And you got Briscoe out front, Hamlin is there, Byron is there. They're trying to put Larson a lap down. We got a whole lot going on.
A 3-car battle for the lead.
Byron has put the pressure on Hamlin to be on offense and defense. Byron to the bottom, Dale. Denny tries the top, does not work. I think the 24 is going to clear. Denny way up the racetrack, way out of the throttle. Yeah, that top's not an option. Probably won't try that again. So now the 24 Byron is in position to try to steal the stage win away from Briscoe. Briscoe is sort of stuck right here.
I failed.
Larson. And Larson is doing everything he can to stay in the lead lap because that's kind of his race. Playoff point. If you got any refusal to William Byron, reminding him at 12 laps what is on the line.
He was undefeated in stages last weekend in Charlotte. Was William Byron, won 2 in the Xfinity race, went 3-0 Sunday night in the Coke 600, and trying to pounce again late here, stage 1 in Nashville.
Yeah, 11 laps to go. A lot of time for Byron to move around. Surprised he stayed right on the bottom of the racetrack. Going to follow in that dirty air of the 19. But the 19 stuck as well. Well, then who, didn't get it was the 19. Pole sitter got behind, recovered the third.
Byron's going to try the top.
The racetrack. Similar to Diddy, just not able to make time up there just yet. But a good speed down the front straightaway here. A little bit of the draft is going to close in a little bit. I think the top of 1 and 2 is a little bit better. Oh, he went to the
Byron moves.
He went to the bottom. Lost a little bit of grip. Slid across the wing of that 19.
Yep, he's going to lose second to Denny here.
6-lap pressure tires. Remember, you ran longer. We're going to see the 6 laps matter.
All right, back in the second.
You see the advantage of those cooler, fresher tires. And right now, Briscoe's like, yeah, you two get side by side and get off my back. He's going to have his hands full again soon if you don't find a way around the 5-car. Larson, give himself some clean air. He's going to have to move around. He does up the racetrack a little bit. Here comes the 45 back at the top of your screen. Reddick trying to get to the inside of his 24 down the back straightaway. Not able to do it. You explained it so well earlier when you said, look, he just can't pass. He can't pass.
Oh, Reddick. Going to take to the bottom.
Yeah,
what a move. Come on, Danny.
Oh,
let's go. Let's go. And clear. Woo! Comes Reddick.
Here comes the 45, though. New leader in Nashville, Denny Hamlin in charge. Briscoe about to lose second. 45 of Tyler Reddick. Pressure tires. Here he comes.
Think about the history with Hamlin and Larson. Now Hamlin is trying to lap Larson. These guys have a long history of racing each other.
And hey, if you're in the field, you want the 5 a lap down. Actually, you want him out of the race. You do not want him in the game at all.
I don't think Denny's not thinking that. He's like, I want to lap him. I want to put him behind. Denny up the racetrack. Larson goes up there as well. Here comes the 45. Reddick closing the gap on the 11.
Yeah, Reddick just has fresher tires. Like, he's able to roll the bottom much more easily.
66 Chad Bencham a couple of laps down, so he's really not part of the equation we're talking about here. 5 to go in the stage.
And pretty much we got clean air right now in front of the 5-car for quite a while. So the 5 really gets to decide what he wants to do. Denny would rather win the stage than to go over and slow himself down in the back of the 5-car here. Can he hold the 45 off? 2 things I'm noticing. Pressure tire on the 45 paying off. Pressure tires on Ryan Blaney. Restarted or rejoined the pack outside the top 10. He's driven up to 8. So pressure tires matter at the end of the run. Fill in my notebook if I'm a crew chief for what that final stage may look like.
Tremendous call for Jonathan Haskell on the pit box for Ryan Blaney. Someone else we need to give a call to in the top 10, Michael McDowell. Great qualifying effort yesterday. He is 7. 4 to go in the stage as Byron works over Briscoe. That's 3rd.
And he almost got to the outside of Briscoe. Now he's finally there down into turn 3. He's going to get side by side, but we've seen this corner just not provide the speed and grip. Can he stay on the outside?
On the top.
Going to use the momentum off the top down the front straightaway. Gets away so he can't be set. Side draft.
3 to go.
The 19 gets a little side draft right there. Holds him down in the corner side by side. And after 51 laps led, the position's bleeding off for Briscoe with only a couple laps to go on the stage. Track position that he is going to want on the next restart.
On the other side of it, you've got William Byron comes in with a championship lead, and all he does is just keep adding those stage points to the bucket. Going to be 2 to go. We crossed the start-finish line this time in stage 1. Hamlin 3/10 in front of Reddick as Byron once again goes outside. And they're coming from behind. Those are some light vehicles there. Among them, Riley Hurts to the 35.
Yeah, Riley Hurts and Bubba Wallace racing for the free pass. Bubba Wallace had the speeding penalty. He would love to be able to get by this 35 car. That could be
Reddick's closing in.
Trajectory for Bubba Wallace if he can get his lap back here at the end of the stage. Speeding penalty forgiven if he can.
I really do.
Yeah, that. Final lap of the stage. Reddick's significantly better in 3 and 4.
I think he's going to do that easily. Reddick does have more speed, but he just run out of laps here at the end of this stage.
Larson qualified 28, had the slide early, dropped back outside the top 30. He's going to be able to stay on the lead lap.
Looks like Denny's going to win the stage. All right.
Oh man, I wish we had more laps. That was awesome.
Final laps were very fun to watch, definitely.
Do you realize if they had another 1 or 2 laps, that would have been amazing?
Yeah, Reddick definitely had a chance if there was definitely like an extra lap. Maybe we can even throw in a couple too. All right, stage 1 winner. Let's go.
Joining more than 7 million adults, like Michael, who've taken Ozempic.
As touring musicians, my type 2 diabetes could have slowed us down. I didn't let it. I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty, and this is what my Ozempic era looks like. I'm lowering my A1C and lost some weight too. I also learned some people take Ozempic to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events like stroke, heart attack, or death. And others take it to lower the risk of worsening chronic kidney disease.
Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take if you or your family had NTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or sore in your neck or any of these allergic reactions. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas, gallbladder or severe stomach problems, or changes in vision. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Taking with a sulfonylurea or insulin may raise low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, constipation. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Discover the GLP-1 with the most FDA-approved uses. Ozempic.
Ever since we hired Dale Jr. and I, breakfast have been moving fast. Look, it's pancakes! Dine-in delivery catering.
Will you send my pancakes? This Xfinity Wi-Fi is. Next up, foodie time. The Wi-Fi is moving like an XW Read me sideways. It's bursting with Wi-Fi.
Now everyone who knows when booming they soon is going to want it to move.
The Wi-Fi's moving.
Travel. It's gone from being an adventure to a checklist. But the world is still full of wonder. You just need a better way to find it. Introducing Airbnb experiences. Master ramen with an award-winning chef. Dive into underground jazz with a renowned bassist. Or see Notre Dame with her. She knows her story, by the way. Don't just see it, please. Experience it.
NASCAR on Drive is brought to you by Cracker Barrel. And by Spectrum, a fast and reliable connection, making more things possible. Great night in the city, 30 miles east, Nashville Super Speedway. Pit stop's underway, Marty.
Top left of your screen, Denny Hamlin playoff point in the bank for the 11 team. He's in just 2-3 at the early part of the run, but the long run speed was terrific. Tyler Reddick said the last adjustment worked so well. Don't make any changes.
9.8 seconds.
Oh. Chassis adjustment rear at the end of the running side. Lost a chunk of order. They look to tighten it up. Pace Briscoe down bottom right.
There's like Blaney off the pit road.
Yeah, Blaney took 2 tires. Cindric took 2 tires. That's how they were able to get off. Took a strategy there from them.
Yeah, Penske is up in the top 3 now. Then got Hamlin, Leggett, Bliscoe. Then we got 2 Henslet haulers up there.
They took Penske. They took 2 tires because they believe that the track position would, be beneficial.
Yeah, it would.
Obviously, yeah.
If they're faster than Weston that was up earlier, then yeah.
Do you think Riley Herbst is your favorite or no? I mean, no. I'm as a 2311 racing fan. He's just not the right guy to be in the 35 right now. I personally believe he's only in the 35 because of sponsorship from Monster Energy. I mean, that's really it. Corey Heim would outperform the heck out of him, if you ask me.
You know what they should have done? They should have took him out of the 35 next week and put Bush in the 35.
Wait, who?
They should have put Kyle Busch in the 35.
Talking about for 2027?
For 2026. Or maybe 2027.
Yeah, because Kyle Busch will stay at RCR in 2026. So for 2027, I mean, that is possible.
It's like, dude, if they did a wedding bus, that'd be a really good team.
Yeah.
And then we got Wallace too. That can probably win. When was Wallace's last one? I forgot.
Kansas 2022. But he did win. He did win a duels, but that's not a points race.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why he hasn't won another race.
Yeah, I of course want Bubba Wallace to win, but just hopefully he can get one this year. He's got a new crew chief. See how things play out.
But yeah, why we hope he's mid.
He's below SVG in points. He's like 30. He's like below the 30s in points right now.
In my opinion, he should be in the Slut Series. Maybe it's Xfinity, but not Cup.
I just think that he's just too early for him. Like,
he just isn't as good as most other guys in Xfinity. That's why I want them to put Jesse Love or Austin Hill in the sleeve and for Aussie on.
You also have your eye on this second stage car.
Hey, I have that Chase Elliott hat.
They went under the hood to adjust on that car, the 5 of Kyle Larson under the hood. So, Dale, you talk about how difficult it is to get the handling right. Some crew chiefs kind of jumping on it early, trying to get ahead with a lot of racing still to go. It'll be interesting to see how these two tires fare in the front of the field. Both Penske cars controlling this restart. But how will the strategy, that's going to be the telltale on the strategy. If they actually can go out there and maintain this true track position.
Gibbs teammates started the race in the front row. Penske teammates doing it now. Blaney center going through the yellow part. Automotive restart zone.
All right, and we saw it now. Hamlin lives at 12 apiece.
Yeah, Blaney had a start. By the way, there is a fan right next to me because the AC in my house just went off.
Oh, dang.
Yep. Yes, Blaney took off, man. He just took off. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully the fan ain't too loud for you. Oh.
All three Penske cars inside the top 10. Disappointment last week in the Cook 600. Manufacturing solid efforts tonight through strategy and a nice game plan on track through a great flag cycle with 2 tire stops at the end of the stage.
Elliott's going to fight hard trying to take this position away from his teammate. Jason, his teams are really, really consistent this year. They're used to winning races, and they want to get themselves back to victory lane. And I think the mentality for him should be to be very selfish. Any opportunity, Trevor.
All right.
Exactly right there. That's the mentality of this.
Just turn the fan off for the time being until the stream ends.
The 9 car was also complaining about a similar issue. Take a listen.
Yeah, I got my brake shake right now. It's probably the biggest thing car-wise.
Guys, that was back on lap 33. He hasn't mentioned it again, so hopefully that problem's gone away. Right now, his biggest issue is the pitch of the race car, trying to get that attitude right, getting into the corner. Never thought we talked so much about brakes in a high-speed racetrack. Brake shape, very different than the brake pedal issue. So brake pedal, too warm, pedal travels. Brake shape, and you can believe it, too cool. And what happens, the pads don't get heat up. They don't kind of get clean on the rotor. They leave watching. And as you step on the pedals, it literally shakes. Not only is it irritating, but that vibration takes grip out of the race car. Fun to watch these two drivers battle side by side, lap after lap. Teammates trying to be respectful. Behind him, the 22.
That's some side-by-side action.
Side by side, they have to sort that one out.
What about the level of concentration when you're driving lap after lap after lap with a guy right there on your door?
Yes. You're giving your teammate a little bit extra room. But look at the side draft from Chase Elliott. He really wanted the spot. Maybe he'd be right here. Can he do it? He just can't go to throttle right there in the middle of the corner. And it allows the 24 to stay on that quarter panel. And side draft and even up down the back straightaway.
Toyota's side by side, back behind them as well. Yeah, Briscoe and Jones going at it. Briscoe Jones in the green 43.
Yeah, it's a good run from him.
Caution's out.
Second tonight, 47 Stenhouse off the pace.
Huge break for all of the drivers that took the wave around. We see the NOS energy drink onboard camera for Stenhouse. So a major turn of events. A lot of drivers gambled for this yellow.
Right rear killed.
Right rear's killed is the radio on the 47. Yeah, this is a tough break for the 47. Damage to the right side of the race car. They came in above the cut line.
Running in 17th spot.
What the heck?
There.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Did he just send it in too deep? Got loose, or?
Oh, man. Well, trying to avoid it.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
He just got dumped by Hulsevar.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Stenhouse after this was over with.
We've known Stenhouse in the garage, right?
But definitely in the side.
Probably go the other way if I was so smart.
Maybe you can get him on a price set if they got done tonight.
Oh my goodness.
The tough part about this, man.
Oh, we got this is.
Most cars drive down the corner.
Oh, you know what?
He had a 47 down this way.
Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Hulsevar was. That's just a racing incident, if you ask me. I mean, Hulsevar.
No, in between racing fest and that happened, we would have slowed down and let him come in front.
His competitors don't see it that way. Pits are open, fuel window, 79 to go. I expect everyone on pit road.
But if Stenhouse is upset, that I definitely understand that. I mean, sucks for him though.
They can make it to the end of the stage from here. Denny Hamlin told Chris Gale, "We've made the car 30% better at the beginning part of the run. Still too free, but it's better. Going to be fuel only for Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and also Austin Cindric." Yeah.
You see Brian Blaney, your bottom right of the screen. He said it fired up a little better. Just a snub for a couple of laps. You see him take right side tires only. Jonathan Hassler telling him this moves
All right.
right outside
Hamlin,
the window,
first
so
one
that's
off.
safe.
Hamlin the first off, Cindric, Logano come out behind him, Blaney with a couple of tires, falls 3 positions, then it's Christopher Bell. Free pass with our second caution goes to Bubba Wallace, who scored 35th, went a lap down after that speeding penalty.
6 practice up.
Ooh.
Oh.
John underneath the check. 42 has the right of way here.
From racetrack to Mobil One Motor Oil's nickel technology. Drive more beautifully.
Why put this on?
You love our legendary subs, you'll love our legendary Doritos and Subway. 2 legends come together to
Legends, 80 legends. Am I right?
Your screen is your screen is black.
I know.
Okay, I was about to say.
I feel like a savage. Like the macho man, Randy
I don't have a single good place to put my face on that. That's kind of why I don't use it.
1 tool, 2 jobs. The more you launch, the more you feel like a. Jack Links presents the greatest duo.
But yeah, Stenhouse. When you're talking about this season, he's doing way, way better than I thought. Like, well, obviously, what just happened, of course, sucks.
There's nothing like a great duo. 2 flavors, 1 bag. New Jack Links Duos. How fast could a stock car go?
It's easy. It's 200 miles an hour. Well, yeah.
Make sure you check out Prime's exclusive in-race feature, Key Moments, during tonight's broadcast.
Got a fire sticker right here. It's the remote.
Flag changes as they happen. And if you're ever late to NASCAR on Prime, we've got you covered with rapid recap where you can see all key race moments in 2 minutes or less. Under caution for the second time tonight. Early stage 2. Things got out of shape for the driver of the 47, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Yeah, FanDuel brings us this look on board with Carson Mosbar. Dale, you kind of touched on it here. We like the aggression to this. Right? This is one I would hope that Carson wants back. Right? I can't wait to talk to him after the race. I know it's happening in a blink, and he's a 22-year-old race car driver, but these are the point splits that Carson has to give to Ricky Stenhouse if he wants to be raced with respect when it's his time to cut down in. I like aggression. I like hard racing, but this is the one where Carson, I think, could have a little discretion there would have gone a long way. Why? Because for the 47, this is a huge moment there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see the playoff.
Yeah, he's not minus 10 below. Yeah, definitely. Rightfully so. I mean, I won't be surprised if Stenhouse takes him back on track. I will not be surprised.
Yeah.
When we rate the drivers in speed, pit road, passing, defense, this team rates very low, but their results speak otherwise. That's because he is a tough competitor and he gets more out of his equipment than most. He can't have weekends like this. They can't have falters like this and lose all these points.
Yeah, you can tell he's visibly frustrated.
It's going to be a long night riding around on this 47 car.
And as a quick reminder, they came inside the cut line into this race. Stenhouse said the steering wheel is a quarter turn off. You can kind of see where that orange stripe is, way from their left than normal. And they said the toe is knocked out 1 inch. It's going to be a long night for Ricky Stenhouse from here.
A long night with that much of a toe issue. Not sure that the Goodyear tires will even make it. Going back on pit road as the field coming back in the restart zone.
All right.
Showing 36 cars now, 37 on the lap. One of those, though, is Stenhouse.
Green flag, let's go.
Lap here. And let's center it front row for the restart.
Byron making it 3 wide.
Up in the third lane with a ton of momentum. All that beautiful clean air up there for that 24 car. Everybody else
That was cool.
In the dirty air. You love to see those cars jump to the top of the racetrack and make a lot of speed. You can do that for 1 or 2 corners. A little bit of contact back in the field there. Looks like the one car.
4 wide.
4 wide.
Yep, Chastain.
Look at Priest. He's so annoying. Priest, man, get a bumper to you.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Priest and Chastain Racing is good because they're cut from the same cloth, right?
No question. More contact right there. Chase Elliott gets a fender right there from the 42 or the 43. Eric Jones costs him a spot or 2. Chastain to the bottom in front of Priest. Blocks that air.
Oh, there they go.
48 and the 5.
Larson, Bowman.
The 5, Watson.
Top 10 here. Big Dog Chrysler coming off a great run last week at Charlotte. Heavy damage for him.
48s.
And we'll see how ding the 5 of Kyle Larson is. All 3 right in the vicinity. Another caution here early second stage.
This is Nashville. When we have cautions, 30% of the time we have a yellow inside of 5 laps. You know, cautions bring
Yep,
cautions.
Gregson's
We know
gone.
we hear it all the time.
Yeah.
No track bigger than Nashville is that accurate. Let's take a look at the replay here. See how this happened. There's the 4 car. Gregson, the 48. Getting down in the corner, right behind Corey Heim.
Oh, 48. Bowman just got
He
loose.
just got over the corner a
Ouch.
little bit too hard. What a shot for the 4 car into the outside wall.
Larson didn't get any damage from that. It looks like
They're very
Larson's okay.
He just touched the wall a little bit. That's really good.
At Napa, we're the pros that know how to make your business our business. Pros everywhere you need us, with every part you need. From brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California, to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission: to keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
Sheesh, Stenhouse is dead. He just slammed the steering wheel. All right.
Go ahead. Open up a can.
Something.
Like NASCAR, but don't know who to root for?
There could be a fight at the end of the race. There could. Like,
Now you're up to speed. Man,
I wish my TV provider let me choose what I pay for.
Sling lets you do that.
I like the sound of that. I wish my TV provider let me pause my subscription when I want.
Sling lets you do that.
And I wish my TV provider let me have hundreds of free channels.
Sling lets you do that too, fellow siren.
Choose and customize your channel line for more costs and watch for free. Sling lets you do that.
The true West has no fences. There's an edge, but you gotta find it. Find comfort from the traditions that help define it, and the confidence from having the courage to defy it. But being brave isn't about being different. Now, we might not need more people in the West, but we just have a West in the people.
Two quick cautions in the early portion of stage 2, Nashville Super Speedway for the Cracker Barrel 400. Let's look at what's been happening on track. Fast and furious and aggressive on these restarts, Dale.
Yeah, look at the back end here of this crash. 48 up in the
yeah, Bowman just got loose.
The 4 car.
Up at the 4.
The corner a little too hot, loose up, corrects into the 4, and look at this shot in the 4. That is a very hard, flat impact with the right side of the car. Larson does a good job to avoid everything, but you can see the 48 just get a little bit loose right there. It doesn't take much. Wham! 4 car hard into the wall.
I forgot what team is Watson's driving for. I always put on.
He is unhappy.
You talked about what has made them so good. And it's that bulldog mentality, not just for Ricky, but the entire team. So when you're taken out like this, I mean, it really, really pains you because you've done so much to put yourself in position for success.
And unfortunately, it looks like the 47, the work being done, so they're going to retire the cars. Dale's point, you have the ability to make repairs, but if you can only change certain parts and pieces, obviously the damage is too heavy on the 47.
Bowman's done too.
Backing up to go into the garage. It's an opportunity night, right? 47, 48, they're all right in that playoff picture that you talked about, Dale, right? So who's going to take advantage? Is it a Chris Buescher? Is it maybe a Ryan Preece? You know, is there another driver around that bubble?
Michael McDowell.
Yeah, right. Are they going to capitalize on others' misfortune? Choose right here. I'd be shocked if the leader doesn't take the bottom. Every number we studied coming here said bottom won the restarts time after time.
Been watching races here all weekend. Bottom has been the way to go. I marvel at Team Penske and talk about some Bulldogs. They'll get after it over there in that organization. Never stop. This race so significant for them a year ago when Joey Logano 1 in 5 overtimes goes on to win the championship. And after disappointment last week in the Coke 600, best finish 17. All 3 of their cars top 5 here.
Right on board with AJ Allmendinger here with the Bosch onboard camera. Other onboard camera we'll have tonight is the Josh Berry Ford Performance onboard cam.
He's 13th right now.
He's moved up, taking advantage of the opportunity. I love all these looks right here. The Toyota on board as well with Corey Hyman 67. That's a great look at what that rear view camera can do. That's that big display you see right on top of the dash.
Talk about a busy weekend of racing here at Nashville. Live second Friday in the Truck Series race, running full time there. He's finished top 3 in 8 of 12 races this year. Congratulations, Raja Carruth got the win Friday in trucks. Last night, Justin Allgaier did it here in Music City in the Xfinity Series. Ready for the restart as we get back underway in stage 2. Hamlet, Cindric up front, and they're headed to the Echo Park.
All right, green flag back out. Oh, contact!
Oh!
Christopher Bell and Eric Jones. Oh, there they go. Christopher Bell spins.
John Hunter even check in the 20 had contact all the way down into the corner and it spins back.
Wow.
Heavy damage.
I knew as soon as they made contact, something was going to happen.
Dude, the moment I saw contact, I knew he was going
Last year,
around.
both stages been wrecked on a restart and then final stage. It looks like again in a bad spot.
Last year, Bell led 131 laps in this race, and it came around on him here. Contact with a 43 of Eric Jones. Everybody racing tight for position.
Yeah, Jones to the inside here,
Ooh.
and just he thought the 20 came down on him. He wasn't ready to give that up. He didn't like, I think, what happened there on the front straightaway. He just stayed with it. Yeah, I think I had John Hunter Nemechek as the guy. It was Jones. Similar pace schemes got me. Let's take a look from on board. The prime camera for Chase Elliott. He's going to get a big
That was
camera
kind of
this one.
crazy.
Keep coming, easy.
Oh.
God, he got so lucky.
Right on board with the Ryan Priest here, and you can see.
I'm amazed I didn't take out 2 sleep holes.
Yeah.
Very little, if at all. Fourth caution of the night. 3 already in stage 2.
What's good, NASCAR fans? They say rubbing is racing and betting is better with DraftKings. From race winner to driver props and everything in between, the DraftKings Sportsbook is waving the green flag on all the action. Speaking of green, here's how you can take a shot at some this week. DraftKings Sportsbook is an authorized gaming operator of NASCAR. And this week, DraftKings has an exclusive offer for racing fans. Just download the app and use the promo code SPEED when you sign up.
Why would I use Sims to have my ED meds delivered to the door? I love pharmacy meds. Why would I use medically proven ingredients to regrow my hair? I love wearing hats 24/7. Why would I choose lip gloss cream? I love something in my prized possessions. I wouldn't get high quality care and trust. Get treatment you'll actually love at Hims.com.
Ever since we hired Dale Jr.
Okay.
Anything else, Professor?
Try fast. Come on, kid.
All the danger, drama, and speed without pit stops. Stream high-octane hits like Reacher, Gladiator 2, and Twisters. It's on Prime. I'm a big Reacher fan. Love me some Reacher on Prime. This relief lap sponsored by National Debt Relief. When debt hits hard, National Debt Relief gets you back on track. J.J. Yalen getting his lap back here in Nashville.
44 back in the lead lap.
Tonight really is, right now, the land of opportunity. We talked about it. I mean, so many cars on the lead lap, all these cautions lunching everybody up.
All right, so we're going back to racing
These
here.
drivers right around the cup line having issues.
And I'm going to try not to jinx them, but I just want to point out Team Penske. I made a big deal out of it because I thought it was a big thing. kind of nowhere to be seen last week, speed-wise, after all and everything that happened in the Indy 500. I thought it would slow down the Penske Fords. Maybe it was the handling thing for Charlotte because there's nothing slow about these three Penske Fords right now. You see Cindric, Blaney, Logano all in the front two rows.
I would say this too, when you look at drivers that haven't won this year, Ryan Blaney on the list. Playoff field is half full. 13 races till we start running for a championship. He's someone to keep an eye on.
Yeah, another car that I'm keeping an eye on that we haven't seen yet. We thought we might see is Chastain. Going to sit there 13th right now, several rows back. Just hasn't really moved his way forward like we might have expected. Good speed practice, but just hasn't been able to get the track position.
See if we can get a clean restart here. Yeah, and then to Coleman Presley, spotting Joey Logano, driver 22, turn outside row 2.
Okay, going back to the restart.
Clear, away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Headline with you on little bitty light, quarter line, 3 wide behind.
Elliot's going to go to the plan.
3 wide behind you.
All right, it's clear.
Go clear up. 1 to 3 goes clear. Briscoe is clear. 3/4. Half. He is clear. Half. He is clear. Quarter. He is clear. Headlight up. Dropping. Single box. Headlight.
Blaney underneath Cindric. Ooh, someone's out. Out wide.
3/4. He is clear. 3/4. He is clear. Briscoe is clear. And dropping. He's defending your gap to 2. 2, 3. 3, top a little closer, so there's shore, and wait up quarter, bumper, fairly clear, George cross. Half deal. Half both deal, 3/4, almost 1, eyes forward, drop it.
How about that stream of information? Just a stream of consciousness from Coleman Presley. Sounds like shorthand. I think he gets it clear and the gas and things like that. But how about a headlight higher, a headlight lower? Dale talked about that arrow blocking and the camera and everything they could use. That was great information. Running, falling back, Dave's waving. He's trying to get to pit road. They must have a loose wheel or some type of an issue. He wants to get to pit road now. Was way up the racetrack on the first corner of the restart, and he's dropped to the back of the field like a rock.
Think about all the trouble this team has had recently. Outside the top 10, 5 consecutive races. Last week, so good at Charlotte. Had the speeding penalty, and here he is going the wrong direction again.
Kyle Larson came to pit road with a loose wheel issue as well as 45 maybe suffered the same problem. There's the 5 on the racetrack now. Let's listen into the 5.
Tyler Wright, man.
We got a bid. Hey, my man, wheel issue. We got a bid. Sorry, bid.
Clear feature Cliff Daniels. They look at post pit stop data and they can decide if the wheels are tight or not tight. They call Larson to pit road as the field took the green. Reddick stays on the racetrack though this time by. Not sure if he got some confidence, whatever the vibration was. Yeah, he was definitely waving down the back straightaway, trying to find out everybody to get him to be inside. But he does stay on the racetrack, but he is still off the pace a little bit to the rest of the field. Down the back straightaway, he's fading to the middle. He must be coming to pit road.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick thinks he might have a flat tire, so here he comes to pit road as well. What a chaotic stage 2 here at Nashville. Reddick, one of the best cars all week long, thinks he has a flat tire coming to pit road right now.
Marty, you got to check it when it comes off. It's really hard on these lower profile tires, but the left rear looks soft to me. The left side tire doesn't look like it has as much air. It's hard because they run very little air pressure. He restarted 7th. Here he is off pit road. 172 to go. There's time to come back from it. We'll see if that left
Well,
turn on air or not.
he's not out there.
He's better than Ricky. If you have a tire going down, at some point, just have to come. Great battle right here on top of your screen. 54 of Ty Gibbs. He needs a great round. This team struggled this year to get the performance that they're used to. Josh Berry and the Wood Brothers, 21. They struggled with this car. I talked to him today. He's really worried about the performance of this 21 car. Didn't think they had a great practice. Wasn't sure what to expect out of his race car today.
The door's open now for both these drivers because they've established track position. And you just said it, Steve.
Oh, Corey Heimerauer. Ah. Oh, no.
No, that was him. I was about to do something down, so saw him like.
The 67 car, Corey had
great speed in practice, qualified respectfully, and was running great tonight. This kid is a star in the making. Toyota 2311, they believe in him. He's a rocket in the truck series.
You can't make it up. I mean, the one top 10 they have at Talladega, outside of that, I mean, these are the highlights, right? This is the good news that they have to spread. There have been so many tough moments for this organization.
See how this happened. Remember, there's expected great run out of this kid tonight. Here he is running on the inside of Keselowski off of turn 4. It just doesn't get.
Oh, just not clear.
Yeah. He just doesn't get around the room. And
wow.
He was racing inside the top 15.
I mean, I was not surprised by that. I was looking on board here.
Yeah, I just ran out of room.
I love they started in that again because I thought Spotter outside 6 was the information that he received.
Wow.
I don't know if he just didn't think he was that high or what happened, but it seemed like he was getting accurate information. Yeah, I will tell you that on the exit of this corner, the wall sneaks up on you quick. Much closer you get, you're right. Yeah. Okay. So you run out of room, and there's a lot more room off of turn 2. The very
does it say?
4. Let's listen again on this replay.
Does it say? Does Corey Haim's car say Chiefs on the car? Are you serious? Chiefs or Jacks? I don't know.
You're right, Steve. You got the correct information. It's just a misjudgment on his part.
Silver lining here for 2311. Free pass, Tyler Reddick. So he's back on the lead lap.
2311 Racing's not having the race that they wanted.
Subway's meal of the day gives you 7 of our most legendary subs, packed with protein and fresh chopped veggies for just $6.99.
Did you sleep here? You know we
Get 7 legendary subs with chips and a drink for $6.99 each at Subway today.
Run ultra fast. You need an advanced dynamic system. Now the Denbix Motor X tire inflator house one. It shatters industry stereotypes. As portable as the small, as powerful as the large. But that's not all. A leading power bank. Powerful light beyond your imagination. Denbix Motor X redefines your journey.
I used to be an early bird, but psoriatic arthritis stopped my day before it started. Then things started to change for me when I found Bimzelx. Now I can't wait to say I'm back.
Bimzelx can deliver transformative relief from joint pain and stiffness, less fatigue, and for some, zero swollen joints.
I'm back to what inspires me.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your doctor about Bimzelx.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance. The attention, celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
It takes a lot to get my heart racing, but you gotta see this. There's absolutely nothing like NASCAR's Golden Street Race. This 4th of July weekend, NASCAR takes over Chicago, where you can get an up-close look at the sport's best drivers as they battle through downtown. And live music from Zach Brown Band and Family Park, it's a NASCAR experience on a whole other level. Hey, I'll be on the edge of my seat. NASCAR Chicago Street Race, July 5th and 6th.
Under caution in Nashville, let's do the IHOP surprise move of the race, Steve.
Yeah, the surprise is really a mistake out of Corey Haim, the driver in the 67. 15 truck wins, only his 5th Cup start, but this young man, tons of talent. Spotter is telling him that Brad Keselowski is to his outside. Brad holding his lane. The 67 just, as Dale pointed out, loses kind of track of what needs to be a whole lane left. Doesn't
leaving up front, drives across the six snows. Next thing you know, Corey Heim out of the race. This is a great view right here on board. You'll see it. See how much damage it is on the six. Pretty hard contact, but big surprise. Corey Heim making a mistake like that.
Yeah, that is a lot of contact for the six of Keselowski. And he's probably like, what's the deal?
At top 5 last week for Brad Keselowski, Marty.
Ricky Sinal Jr. out of the infield care center, and you and I were chatting about it before you went in. What was your take on the contact from Carson Oswald?
Yeah, lap or two before, he tried to dive in there from about 10 car lengths back, and then that time I just opened my entry a little bit. He overcharged the corner and just drilled us into the ruffler. So I'd say it's not out of the norm for him, but I definitely wasn't expecting that at that point in the race. Just bummer for us. Our Holton alternate jury available at Amazon Camaro wasn't great, but we were kind of making changes. I felt like that restart I was a little bit better than where I was the run before, and we were just burning our right rear tire off there throughout the run. So bummed that our day ended like that. Definitely have something to do about it at one point.
Fortunately, the first DNF of the year for Ricky Sinal Jr. in the 47
All right, I was going to say, to be a translation of the last line, it sounds to me that sometimes he's not going to cut post-bar break.
Kim?
And it was interesting. I was talking to Carson this morning just about all the talk around him, whether it's good or it's bad. And he said, I want people to make noise about me. And he said specifically, I'm not going to change how I drive or how I talk or how I behave to fit a specific mold people want. So it should be interesting to see how he feels after the race based on Ricky's comments, Marty.
And just to follow up real quick on Tyler Reddick, it wasn't the right foot, actually, Steve, that was down, and it was down by 20 pounds, Billy Scott told me. They just hit it again, so now he'll restart 34th with one of the quicker cars in the field.
Bad luck, but great choice. That's what you have to do. When we talk about experience, you can only convince yourself so long that you don't have a problem with failure. Great work by Tyler Reddick, just admitting it right now. They come to the pit road, get the free pass, now we have the whole race in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a lot of racing left. And the quarter restart right here with Denny Hamlin. Blaney on the outside. 2 more Penske cars in row 2.
Green flag back out.
Let's get some green flag action. Already 4 cautions in the early part of this stage.
They're not listening. 3 wide, 4 wide back here in the pack.
Byron making a run on top.
I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah, he's gotten a row every time he's done this, and he gets another one right there. But down into turn 3 and 4, he'll fade back to the bottom of the racetrack.
It felt like it wasn't going to work. He just kept going higher and higher, and here he is again.
Yeah, he's getting another one right there around the 22 of Logano, easily passing the 22. Making no late restarts. That 24 fires off great.
Hey, Eric Jones riding this game, too. 43 has been outstanding tonight. Top 15, 2 of the last 3 races, including a top 5 at Texas.
Battle down the back straightaway, side by side with the 22 of Logano.
3 wide.
20 car of Seabell thought they didn't get too much damage in that crash in turn 1 and 2 on the restart just moments ago, and he's working around some cars. Chase Elliott's struggling right here on the outside. I'm guilty to think the 20 was wrecked.
Oh.
I thought his day was over. Yeah.
You're not inside the top 20.
Yeah. 3 wide right here. Reese, Josh Berry, Chastain. And Osavar. That's an interesting mix. Very interesting mix. Chastain trying to side drive right there. Berry's going to try to drive down in front of him and take the air away.
Shane Van Gisbergen in 88. The rookie Chase Elliott coming around in the 941 Cole Custer. 71 Michael McDowell flashing into the picture again. He's up there in 8. He's just really done a great job tonight. And as you look at the live playoffs leaderboard, he's about the cut line. 21 Josh Berry getting after in the outside lane.
Feels a lot like a stage 3 type energy. And I think it's the night time. It's the right time. These guys are racing really hard. 50 laps or 45 laps to go at this stage. And the intensity just feels really high for this moment. And I love showing it. We focus a lot on the lead when the race is won, but back here, this is like a Broadway bar fight back here. I mean, you don't know where the punches are coming from.
I don't want to participate, by the way, in case you were wondering.
Dow's doing a good job right there on the inside of Gibbs, trying to keep that spot running in the top 10 most of the night with this number 71 Spire Chevrolet.
And Gibbs is doing a great job tonight.
He is. They struggled.
And Samar, great practice yesterday. Didn't have a great qualifying run, but now he's racing his teammate full position.
Yeah, Husbar worked around the 71 there. But now got kind of in the dirty air of the 54, and that allowed the 71 to get to his inside 3 and 4. And he's trying to complete the pass, and he's going to do it off of turn 2. Right on board the fourth performance. Camera with Josh Berry. Moved right to the inside there. The 38, Zane Smith, working his way up into the top 11.
We got to give him some credit. Second in this race last year, best career finish. But you know what? While their brake light stopped at the end of stage 1, they took 2 tires so they could stay on the lead lap. That's what kept them in the game. And now they've got some track position. Talking about the California driver, Zane Smith.
Chaos starting to calm down a little bit. Yeah. Settle in here, just run some laps.
We were on the chip, I mean,
busy. Trevor. Yes, sir. Keep in mind that 21 car in practice is one of those cars that hit the bumps and spun out early. It felt like their practice kind of got thrown away, but they went to their partners over at Penske, who've been out alliance with the Wood Brothers Ford, and saw that 12 was so strong. So they kind of went that direction with their setup. Just a minute ago, though, they're still looking for some more speed so they can do some strategy. Take a listen.
Still working on it. We're a bit too far off on pace to do anything crazy here. I'll just give up on the car until we get it drive better, and then we'll try and get it off track later, get some track position once we get the pace for that.
You guys said it earlier, Steve. You got to have a good car to get off sequence. Maybe they can get this 21 dialed in. That's absolutely the case, right? It's easy to call strategy when you have a fast race car because if you're not perfect, you know the speed will at least kind of mask some of the poor decisions. There's the one at Chastain, but that 20 car, Christopher Bell, is the one that's impressive right now. He was backwards and in the wall just minutes ago, and now he's working to the inside of Chastain, taking 13th spot away. They're looking for more.
I've always used the phrase driving angry. Maybe just additional motivation after the adversity, whatever it is. We hadn't talked a lot about Bell hanging there 5th, 7th, 8th, gets involved in that accident, and since that time, he has just really driving that thing up through there.
Wrecked it correctly. Very rarely do you hit things right and go faster, but sometimes it happens.
It's kind of like Edwards on the backflip when he was winning here. You just stick the landing, right? And you're okay.
Talk about impressive. He's almost up with Josh Berry now.
Just remind everybody the wreck that this 20 was in, right? So you see the 43 of Jones kind of get to the left side of the 20. It just basically holds the spot. They're fighting over the bottom lane. So he's not going full speed, but this is not zero contact. I mean, he's going to go all the way up. Watch this contact with the outside wall. That's pretty hard contact. Yeah, the lucky part, I think, is there wasn't real hard contact with the left front, knocking the front toe out. We look at the tighten it up a little bit between Hamlin and Blaney.
700 star. Hopefully that can be career win number 57.
69. Jonathan Hassler on his A game tonight. They've done some really, really good stuff to keep him not just in the game, but advance forward after starting 15. And they got a chance to take the lead here.
We used to talk about gambling. Hey, let's try something different and try to gamble. But I go back and review how these races are run and specifically how they're won. The top 5 that they call the race is what I would consider an absolute gamble. That has become the norm. What a gamble is now is something outside of even perception or an idea that you would even try it 5 years ago. These crew chiefs continue to move the line. We see it a lot in other sports as well. Data analytics have changed the decision making. You see Jonathan Hassler at the bottom of the screen. You and I spent some time with him at Team Penske. Adam, just a great conversation we had with Jonathan, his relationship with Blaney, the trust they have in one another.
Great leader for the team.
Absolutely.
He's the coach. Blaney's the quarterback. Right now, they're executing the game plan. Hamlin leads in Nashville.
Don't miss your chance to race for the millions.
Finals, are you ready?
The NASCAR Powerball Playoff is back. Enter now to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race at Phoenix Raceway, where you could take home $1 million.
The winner is contestant number 2.
The race for the
everything is NASCAR.
Just seen Chase Elliott and Ty Dillon make contact in the turn 3 there.
Salesforce, AI can flag the issue and automatically help me clear someone's service.
All right, I'm back.
Highs and lows. He's had some wonderful runs with 5 DNFs, tied for the most in the series. And then you look at his numbers here at Nashville Super Speedway, kind of the same. A couple of nights where it didn't go his way at all. The other two inside the top 10.
A little bit faster that last lap you saw.
Yeah, Blaney. Oh yeah, Blaney's closing in. He might have the best long run car. I mean,
Right to the outside. Oh, the back. He slides up the track, and that does kick things.
I think Blaney just might have the faster car. Here comes Blaney to the inside of us.
Blaney's right here. If the straightaway goes to the bottom, out of the middle. And they're getting that information. He's getting the information of the car behind his big arc, so that means he's up on your right rear. On entry. One car leans back. There's 12 cars driving. One lane higher. One lane higher. In line right behind you. That's great information from the spotter. Denny's obviously seeing this on the camera as well. Digital camera, very clear. Oh, here he is on that throttle. Just can't really finish the throttle. Have to be careful going back to gas. 12 has to be a little careful because when he jumps to the outside like that, he knows the 11 when he pulls up. That's going to steer that dirty air across the nose of the 12, like right here. The 11's got to purposely kind of shut that air off. At the same time, you go over those bumps. You just be in a bad situation if you're not careful. You catch a lap car right here, but not much lap traffic beyond the 66. So clean air for Denny Hamlin to work with. 25 left to go in stage 2.
Denny's probably just running hard enough. Wants to save a little bit of tire. Doesn't need to push the car any harder than he has to. This asphalt or this concrete's brushed in the races. If you can beat the tire up and really use it up and nose over on lap time, leave the running. So he's probably running just hard enough to keep that 12-car bother back there. Yep.
And Blaney surprisingly quiet right now on the radio. That part very good on the long run. But Steve talked about the green he gave Team Penske last weekend. Well, Jonathan Hassler said, I don't know why people are so worried. Yes, we have 5 DNS, but our mentality for the second half of the regular season is it's not over. This team, they told me, expects to win multiple races before the playoffs. Their biggest obstacle coming into tonight was overcoming a bad qualifying effort. They did that with Strategy Blaney running in the second position.
And Kim, he scored 110 stage points, right? They're there every week in the early portion of the race.
Very defensive move by the 11. Absolutely, that's what that was.
I think the sign of relief everybody's waiting for is after you win your first, right? Because it's one thing to say you're going to win something. I agree with Jonathan. They have the speed. I don't think he's just crazy and making things up. But the first one basically guarantees the playoffs. That takes the pressure off those DNFs.
I'll say this about Hassler. He's a positive guy. I say glass half full, but he's also honest. And when you have that combination, it really allows you to make the right decisions and give your team the proper setup week in, week out. Little wiggle there for the 12.
Yeah, Blaney is so good. That car is so fast.
And this, 11 belongs to the 12. You see, here's behind the 12. Here comes the
Oh, Blaney looks like running the top.
Almost to the right rear quarter panel. He's going to clear off the corner, though. But the 12 is right there. We're going to find out whether Denny's got more in his pocket, a little more race car, and he's showing.
One might higher by here.
Great corner right there for Denny. But the momentum's off the top of the 12. Here comes Blaney down the back straightaway.
Oh.
All over the bump right there, but he slides up in front of the 12, so Blaney can't finish throttle in the dirty air. Here comes the 24 closing in on this battle, Byron.
It's great. 3 teams, 3 manufacturers, 3 outstanding drivers. You got a champion there. You got Daytona 500 winners there.
12 sliding around there in the middle of the corner now. He's got to look in the mirror and start to play a little bit more defense. Oh, the 12's going to lose the nose right here. This is awesome.
There goes Byron.
12 got a defense. Now we're side by side for second. Byron's in a good spot. Denny's going to block one of them. Take there with the 12.
Had a great finish to stage 1. 19 to go stage 2. And they're getting after it again. William Byron to second. And he's thinking about the race.
There he goes. Yep.
Inside of Hamlin in turn 3.
24 nailed one.
Oh, tight. Got tight.
He's going to get the 11 right there. He got him tight. So then he couldn't finish the corners. They're going to be side by side right here.
Blaney said, okay, Byron, it worked for you. Now I'll wait in the wings and take my opportunity to pounce.
Byron was loose on entry to 3, but he got the 11 tight so that the 11 couldn't get the throttle. Then he's going to try to side draft or try to even up down the back straightaway. The 24 stays away to keep that from happening. 24 backs up turn 3 right here, back the throttle. Won't be able to clear. Then he's going to have the momentum off the top. Here comes the 12 now.
Man, this is great racing, man. Blaney's gonna take it to the bottom.
The yellow line not out of bounds here in
Almost 3 wide.
using all the track down the front straightaway, and Byron trying to swerve.
Oh!
Denny got out of shape.
Wow! Oh!
Now we're back side by side. The 12,
Woo!
24, Blaney, Byron down into turn 3.
Byron got the lead. You can't even take a deep breath because here comes.
Oh my gosh!
Through all of that, it's Brian.
Ah! Wow!
We'll see what that car does out front for the first time.
Absolutely. What a great couple of laps from these 3. So much fun to watch. What a great racetrack. Really wide, providing us with a lot of options in the corners.
Clean and precise at the front. Blaney, Byron, Hamlin. 16 to go on the stage.
Man, it's just great racing, man.
At AT&T, we confidently guarantee our network.
Oh, no.
What we can't guarantee, you and your teammates being too connected.
What up, shit?
Double oh no.
I texted you guys. I got first this morning. I thought you said you were over there.
Connection means something. That's why with AT&T, we'll proactively make it right with the credit for
That was fun.
if there is an application. That's the AT&T guarantee.
At Napa, we're the pros that know how to make your business our business. Pros everywhere you need us, with every part you need. From brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California, to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission. To keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
An unprecedented transcontinental race begins on Nintendo Switch 2. Mario Kart World. Game rated E for everyone.
Welcome to more new ways to watch. A 5-race stretch only on Prime. More bright lights, more Nashville nights, more Motor City speed, more passion unleashed, more history made, more precision.
Impressed with Christopher Bell, definitely. Especially with the car he's got right now.
And for the first time, only on Prime. Welcome to NASCAR.
Closing on 10 laps to go, stage 2 at Nashville. Let's give you a Team Chevy update. William Byron, best of the bunch. But the guys from Spire, Hocevar, Vidal in the top 10. And the 77 on Hocevar, really strong late.
Carson Hocevar is now in 7th, top 10.
Just a quick update on Alex Bowman, who is still in the garage and still in the car after that wreck earlier on. They have to change the left front.
Chase Briscoe got a little loose there.
Also the dry brake for the fuel. But what took so long and is taking so long is Blake Harris told me NASCAR made them change the rear bumper of the car. So to help with that, Jesse Saunders, who's the car chief for Kyle Larson, came over to make that happen. Remember, this is the team currently in the playoffs, above the cut line, on points, but losing valuable points sitting back here in the garage area trying to make repairs in Nashville.
NASCAR has said that if you go to the garage to make repairs, they're going to take the time. This car is designed where the bumpers are the crush zone. So if they had to change the bumper, that tells me that it had already crushed enough that NASCAR felt like it would be functional in a secondary wreck. So that's why they asked them to change it.
Already talks about the points. Right now, Bowman 48 above the cut line. And then I go to Chase Briscoe, starts on the pole, and he had a good run there in the opening stage. He gets 8 points, but here he is sliding back and danger of falling outside the top 10 at the end of stage 2. Now we do our credit one back. What's to watch?
Well, let's focus on Briscoe. You mentioned it falling back. He's 9th, but Briscoe's led 51 laps tonight. He's only led 30 laps all year long for Julian's Racing. Back-to-back poles. I know 9th doesn't seem great, but remember last week he went all the way to the back, came back to 3rd, hang around the top 10 long enough, maybe make adjustments at the right time. 43, Mary Jones having a great run tonight, running in 5th place. This is actually the most laps he's ran in the top 5 in a race in over a year, way back in Phoenix. Man, this is a great run for this 43 team.
If you're going to be successful in NASCAR, you have to be able to put advantage behind you. Carson Hocevar, great practice yesterday. Didn't qualify where he wanted to, but here he is tonight, finding his way to the front. Really good late in this run. He's 7th. Now, the second-year driver just needs to finish the deal, something he couldn't do last Sunday in the Coke 600. Those are credit one back, ones to watch.
I love this onboard right here. I'm going to zoom in. Check this out. That is the mirror. That is what he is looking at. That is a high-def camera off the back roof of this car. Crystal clear right now. The 77 is rolling forward.
All right, I'm back.
There was a intense battle between Ryan Blaney, William Byron, and Denny Hamlin, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Hocevar is now in the top 10. He's in 6th now.
I was watching it while doing something.
Oh.
he was able to run in practice. Those far, just a little bit of wiggle right there. Takes the car on the racetrack, get great speed in practice, and it's not a fluke anymore. You know, we saw it last week at the 600. We've seen it several times this year where this team's ran really competitive laps in practice and shown up in the race field. That happened the other night. Starting to be a weekly thing for Hocevar, and not a stretch to think that they could win a race this year. And I know you just highlighted Eric Jones, but it just continues to remind me the improvement of the legacy motorsport. And this has been an impressive trajectory running fifth. It's been his teammate, Dinich, been the more impressive one over the last probably 3 or 4 weeks. So Eric wants to go out there before, show us the team that he's made, and he's doing it tonight. If you look at the pylon here, Byron, Handler, Pagano, but he still has the one side tires on. He's jumping out to a 2.2 second lead. So that tells me if you're room fuel, if you're crew chief of the 24 room, if you're Chris Gale, the crew chief today, Handler, you didn't let your driver know. I know you think we're close. We're not.
Oh, you can put this
Or speed. Do you have the balance that you do not? Maybe there's less air pressure in the rear tires. Maybe there's a better aero position. I need to find something for my driver to try to keep up. But tomorrow, here they have our secret. 2 laps to go in the stage.
You go on the stage with Blaney's winning.
This is a good track back to things. But they look at the teams in Legacy Motor. You guys talk about Spire up there with Hocevar and McDowell. Front row represented with Zane Steph. Blaney.
Final up at stage 2.
On the screen is 77 Hocevar to the inside. Gets a little bit loose. Can't finish the corner, but he's trying. We just need a Hocevar thing to do. Because all day, just follow Hocevar. Look at his own one. Hey, here's another one. Remember a month and a half ago when they made the changes for Blaney? They did the best off the road since then. And we know how big pit stops are going to be trying to maintain track position control this race at the end.
And Blaney's going to win stage 2.
Comes the 12.
Yeah, that was a really good battle, though.
Yeah, sure, definitely was.
Win for Blaney at a stage. Hocevar's going to try to get you in the line.
Ooh.
Just behind
That was close.
Now, NASCAR will look at my camera. Yes, okay.
That was close.
And I say the 25th stage win for Blaney's 25th time he's won stage 2. But he only went on to win 2 of the previous 24. He's the man in charge in Nashville. Great to have you with us on a Sunday evening in Music City. You're watching NASCAR on Prime.
Racing isn't just a game. It's a way of life. Every lap, every moment. Practice is about consistency. Winning doesn't come easy. Yo! My turn, Bubba. Feel the rip. Own the rips. Logitech G wheels and pedals available now on Amazon.
The only way to save the ranch is to take it.
Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2 is now available on DVD and Blu-ray with over 2 hours of special features. Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2, only now on DVD and Blu-ray.
Own a design studio. Win a really big design contract. Realize you're more the creative type, the finance type. Realize you got this. Use QuickBooks.
Your cash flow flowing. Get live expert assistance to maximize your tax savings. Get back to what you love. Manage and grow your business all in one place. Intuit QuickBooks.
Well, I'd say this race has been good.
Everything's just $6. The breakfast is combo. $6. Brings you those breakfast. $6. $6 for all this, all that. That's a lot of breakfast for $6. Weekdays at
Travel. It's gone from being an adventure to a checklist. But the world is still full of wonder. Just need a better way to find it. Introducing Airbnb experiences. Master Robin and the award-winning chef dive into underground jazz with a renowned bassist. Or see Notre Dame with her. She helped restore it anyway. Don't just see a place. Experience it.
Online security is like, as a mom, very high priorities. There's so many things that we have to watch out for. With Spectrum, I don't have to worry about it. I know my kids are on their devices, they are protected because I'm not always sitting right next to them. The reliability, the connectivity, the security, everything is kind of all in one. And that absolutely makes it worth it to me.
Fast reliability. It's $3 a month. Back by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected. Stages down here at Nashville Super Speedway. Cup Series, Ryan Blaney in charge right now and entertaining stage 2.
Tires for everyone here. The question is, how valuable is fuel to you? Leave on tires, short on gas. Hang out a little bit longer, you can fill it up, Trevor. Yes, sir. Tires last time, you might see a little longer stop here on the sport tire stuff. They've been battling the short run versus long run for the balance of this car.
Since my live assessing isn't really doing anything, I just hope Hamlin wins at this point.
I hope so too, man. Hopefully he can get the job done. His third win, his 57th career win, and his 700th start. That would be amazing.
But the moment I started listening to his podcast, or was just watching the videos on YouTube, I immediately became a fan. I'm not even kidding.
Cool, man. Like, awesome. Oh.
Like the majority of the states I pretty much agree with.
I used to be an early bird, but psoriatic arthritis stopped my day before it started. Then things started to change for me when I found Bimcelix. Now I can't wait to say I'm back.
Bimcelix to deliver transformative relief from joint pain and stiffness, less fatigue, and for some, zero swollen joints.
I'm back to what inspires me.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections, and low ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease occur. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your doctor about Bimcelix.
Ever since we hired Dale Jr. and IHOP, wrestlers have been moving fast. All right, folks, like pancakes, gotta serve, that was great.
Is that Tilton?
Order for catering? It's pancakes!
Here's sign my pancakes.
Racetrack to run. Movie 1.2 Protected Drive. Drive activity.
Streets and Chevy's called the heartbeat of America. The heartbeat's strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving, dealing with hating fast. Helping neighbors, it's new. Getting it done. Them will be America's most dependable truck will do. And every Chevy truck, every Chevy driver, and built comes standing. Michigan Sunday. NASCAR. It's on Prime.
You know what?
What's that?
I don't know if this would work. What if they put the Daytona 500 on Prime?
That would definitely get if they want to try to get more fans to like go and subscribe to Prime. That could work.
No, it's not that. I think it'll have more people watching the 500. Not gonna lie. I don't know why. today, but I just saw like if they put the 500 on Prime, I feel like they would get a bunch of new viewers.
You're not wrong there. Definitely not wrong.
Corey called it safe.
Is
You know, around these parts, we call Carl
NASCAR, they
We might also call him the master psychic because
just can't stick to cable.
we saw a record number of cautions for stage 2 here at Nashville.
I had no clue it'd be that exciting though. I mean, and in the 19 to go, watching the 3 leaders.
Because, you know, they have Prime, so they don't have any OSOs who worry about anything. So, yeah. Like, last week they had entire hour of post plays, which was awesome.
That's pretty cool. Definitely.
I didn't watch it, but I've heard it was really good. That's something that NASCAR needs so badly. Is really good pre-race and post-race coverage on the streaming platform. So they can get that one to audience.
Sounded like Ricky Stenhouse looking for payback at some point, Adam, but he was asked about will it happen tonight. He said no, it was too expensive. I think that goes to the $75,000.
Green flag back out. Start of stage 3, the final stage. Come on, Danny. Oh my goodness. Byron again on the outside.
Dang, Byron. Oh, we're in the last stage.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that till I looked up to my top left.
Oh, they're wrecking.
Oh, line police around.
Yep.
He is got no damage.
Yeah, he's fine. Yep.
This has been something tonight. Last year was chaos in the final stage, but it started early in this race. I think this will be a long stage 3. A lot of drama.
We are in for a real one here.
Dude, I feel like we're doing a really, really good finish tonight.
Yeah, just lost it.
You know what? I actually think this is just a typical NASCAR race, but the broadcast just makes it 500 times above than it actually is.
Yeah.
Keeps the car from sliding up into the wall even harder, so he tries to drive the car in the throttle down the race.
Now, don't call me a blind dip by it, but I think this is the best broadcast we've done this entire week. I don't know why.
Good take. We still got the TNT side, and then of course the NBC USA side.
TNT used to be pretty good, from what I remember. I don't think they're gonna have the same people though, from what I remember.
Yeah, I don't believe so either, but just have to wait. Their TNT's first broadcast will be Atlanta, which, like I said, I will be there, so I won't actually watch the broadcast. And also, Atlanta will start the NASCAR in-season tournament.
Wait, really?
Yep.
I saw it started this month.
It does, but Atlanta starts at Atlanta, which is
when is the winner? Is that after Mexico?
That's after Pocono.
Oh, after Pocono.
There's a face Stay back and show you a secret spot. A high-performance hideout for cars that crave chaos. Brakes, check. Door cage, check. A spoiler so big it doubles as a picnic table. Oh, you bet. Apex nail and a second shade. It's all knowledge that goes right back into your ride. Look like fun? It is. You in?
You can run the perfect race.
Yeah, leading the pack on the final lap.
And then, boom. That's true in racing and life. When debt hits hard, actually helps you take control.
I find that hilarious that national debt relief is a fiscal debt relief of NASCAR. Meanwhile, all the teams are losing the money at the same time.
The documentary now streaming on Prime. All 4 episodes. Outstanding, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, tons of great feedback. Everyone who watches it, all my friends, family, everybody texts me, sending me all kinds of great comments about it. Everybody check it out. It is such a great watch.
Now our Napa know-how moment.
Right now we're under caution because of the crashes and it provided you opportunities on these restarts to gain spots, but also to try to survive. We saw last year how many cars didn't survive those late race restarts, and that'll be important in this race close to the finish. Fuel. How much you got? How much can you save? A year ago, Joe Logano went 110 laps to win this race. I looked at the rules. I think some are short, some have more than others. I'm going to give you a name. Zane Smith, all the way back in 17. Smoke pit stop. He might be the only one to lead that full of you.
And he finished second in this race last year. He's kind of finding his way, very comfortable at this track. Except for the green flag, we were talking standings, and there's been so much movement. But go right down to the cut line. Reese +2, Busher -2, Stenhouse at -2, 4 points back.
Look at how close the cut line is. Holy crap.
And look at Kyle Busch, +10, got 7 spots on that last.
And Kyle Busch is above the cut line now. That's really good.
Like, this could be the day. If he makes the playoffs and anything all the way back in Nashville to make it happen. These restarts now, you talked about it. William Byron has been making this a clinic of 3 wide top in 1 and 2. He did it for row 4. He did it for row 3. Right here, he jumps to the outside of Jones, clears him off the corner. He's starting bottom this time. The question is, did Eric Jones take a note? Well, Eric Jones, who's now starting outside row 2, will be taking the outside. NASCAR Insights has Byron number 1 on restarts today. It's obvious going to look at the replays. Well, he chose the inside line for this big restart. Not going to give himself that option. And you know everyone around him or behind him saw him do that repeatedly tonight. We might jump to the outside and make it time tonight on this restart.
And do an awkward camera close to our right behind him. Doesn't lack of pressure. Restart as we close on lap 2.
And green flag back in here.
Logano trying to get away and don't lose.
Oh, movement in the back, big time.
Yeah, I'm watching that bottom lane.
Blaney on the outside takes the lead.
Oh, I just almost lost it.
Yeah, I just seen that. Wow. That was Reddick, right?
Red has been having some really good saves the past 2 races.
Eric, I was going to say, Eric Jones was about to take second away from Joey there.
What amazes me is how he didn't look at solid. He's just tapped the wall. I thought he was just going to tap the wall and just spin out.
The AC in my house is back working for the time being, so that's good.
Hocevar and Chastain. This is like Chastain racing with Chastain 2.0.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep, that's fine.
Bubba's in the top 10. Let's go. Oh, blocking.
Oh. It was funny. Host Vaughn says saying all my two favorite Sliver Stone Lead too.
Ooh, Denny and Chastain?
Denny, Chastain, and Host Vaughn. And Led.
He's gotten away. Side by side for second. Side by side for fourth. Side by side for sixth. I mean, these guys will not quit on the restart.
You want to know what makes Logano so good? It's the understanding of the air and how to manipulate it. And we're at the point in the race, too, with 98 laps to go.
You know what? I think pretty much every favorite Sliver I have is somewhat of a NASCAR villain.
Too hard to get them back. Look at the drivers going to the back part of the top 10. I mentioned Kyle Busch had the great pit stop. He's worked his way to the top 10. Bubba Wallace, he's penalty early. Driver 23 back in the top 10. They're racing each other right here. And right behind him, Kyle Larson. Not great in practice. Qualifies 28. Nearly a lap down. A 5 has introduced himself to the party. Carson Hocevar Radio. He's 7th right now.
Pretty interesting conversation there. Complaining about some of the drivers out there in front of him, but Hocevar takes the spot away from Chastain in the 6th spot. Going to try to run down Byron there. More impressive laps being turned by the 7-7 car. Blaney up the racetrack, or I'm sorry, Hamlin up the racetrack right there trying to get a run on the 43. He's looking a little bit low right here, trying to do exactly the same thing with 22. Logano is, or did early on the 43, trying to get that time grab working right on the corner here. He's there. He's close enough to affect the 43 straight line speed. You can see it as the 43 comes back past the 11. Nothing he can do about it. And then he's going to drive up the racetrack and try to take his line away. Gosh, that's frustrating. But he's got to do it. And look what it does. It slows the 43 down. Here comes Byron to the inside. Now the 43's vulnerable to lose another spot here. What you're letting it do right there is no different than when you're fighting traffic, getting the swing then and just know we'll let out the parking lot. Exactly. Just roll right in front of him like, I mean, you are not going. I am shutting this arrow.
Sometimes the score of the game dictates if you can get out or not. Yeah, if your team wins, you're like, yeah, well, that's good. If your team loses, you got nobody.
It's like, they're 170 miles an hour, they're bad. They're you lost. We're not doing it.
I'll turn my face cam on within the final 50 laps.
And it doesn't speed the 24 up, it pulls the 43 back. And Eric Jones, as frustrated as he is, I said this about Hocevar a week ago. I know Jones has more experience, but up here, he is learning so much deal from these guys that run up here so often. These little details that make Byron handle Logano just so good. Yeah, Jones, I think, believes he's a good race car driver that belongs up here. He's just struggled to be able to get the speed out of this 43. But you got to give Jimmy Johnson and this team a lot of credit. They've really worked to try to make hires and improve this team and make changes to get the speed and performance. And I'm really surprised by how Legacy Motor Club has been able to run well this year. Place these cars every now and then, either in the chick or Jones, finds himself in the top 10. They run there all night long. This is very impressive for these cars to have this kind of speed. I had a long conversation with Jimmy about that. He said he knew it was about the people with his experience with Chad and Hendrick Motorsports. He just didn't know, Marty, how hard it was to find those people and to build a long-term culture. And that was his goal at Legacy Motor Club.
You see, you guys make a great point. I talked to Eric Jones about that and sort of building what Legacy Motor Club could be. And he said, you know what I love best about it? I have a voice now, and people want to know what my opinion is as we build the team forward. That's very important to me as the team leading driver. I asked his crew chief, Ben Baker, what's your fuel situation? He said, we did not wait on fuel. I don't care. I want the track issue. We'll make it up later, Kim.
For William Byron running in his big position, I asked three people kind of where they thought they were as we dive into the second half of the race. The first half we were consistent, we scored a lot of points, we were great. The goal for the second half, keep it up, sneak up and score some more wins. Currently, William has scored the second most points of the day. They did wait slightly on fuel, not as much as some other drivers, but Rudy said we should be good to go in terms of splitting this final stage.
And
And here's what you like about William Byron and the opportunity to go out and win races is they're in this position every week. I know they didn't win last week, but you lead 283, you win 3 stages. Tonight they're in the game, top 5 all night long. When you keep doing that, knocking on the door, eventually it opens up. Win number 2, no doubt, is just around the corner. Right now, it's Ryan Blaney leading in Nashville.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, is now available with the all-new 8-piece fries, almost different salsa, and the bottomless drink, all for just $10.99. So you make time for
Hamlin taking second. Let's go.
This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Racing is just a game. It's a way of life. Every lap, every moment. Practice is about consistency. Winning doesn't mean I trained on feel the race, own the race. Logitech G wheels and shells available now.
Every lap, every race, every bit of pain traded for every hard fought. And all hidden inside every can of Nas Energy. Go ahead, open up a can.
To tell you the truth, we can take a lead from extravagance. The attention, the celebration, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
After 17 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series roars back into Mexico. And it's not coming quietly. Saturday, June 14th, live from Mexico City. Oh my gosh, these fans are amazing. The temperatures will be hot. The danger will be high. Oh, we got a crash! And the racing will be right on the edge. The NASCAR Xfinity Series, Saturday, June 14th from Mexico City at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on the CW.
85 laps to go. Cracker Barrel 400 from Nashville. Blaney, Hamlin, Legato, Jones, Byron. The top 5. Around NASCAR Prime coverage, you were hearing a reimagined classic Up Around the Bend, an Amazon Music original by John Fogerty and Eric Church. Listen anytime, as it's available to stream only on Amazon Music. Now our FanDuel race update. What do you got here, Steve?
Well, anything heavy favor, you're going to have to bet more money than you're going to win. 150 to win, 100 in profit. Legato, Hamlin, a little bit longer, Byron. It's valuable. I know Blaney is a great car, but in the thing, Hamlin and Legato was already this good, and you get 4 times your money. This tells me that everybody loves Blaney. You know, you talk about that great around the bend program. I didn't sit there with the commercial with Dale. I was disappointed they didn't put my plug in. I had this little red bit. I can see that. I can see that on the Prime Video YouTube channel. Pull it up. Already trying to climb his way back to the field after losing a lot of spots. Goes around Christopher Bell for 11th. It's looking a little bit on the screen. The 43 of Jones, he was looking like he's got a little pressure on Legato, but here comes Byron trying to find a way around Jones into 43. With green flag pit stop still required, the top 10 are within 6 seconds of one another. It's a very difficult period to get on and off. So much yet to be decided. Jones had a bad scar with up there.
Reddick and Bell battling for 11th.
Wow, that was interesting. He had that a lot of experience. Being here and talking about doing Legato. That's going to be a tough pass.
You know, I was talking to Carl yesterday. We did a little pace car ride. And I asked him about the residual impact of a bad lap here. Because, I mean, it's so much about rhythm as things get tight off the corner here between these two Toyotas. But once you get blocked, you get out of shape. Now it takes a little bit of time to recover and find your way.
Yeah, that's the problem. Especially on the restarts. If you lose a little momentum by getting in dirty air, everybody takes advantage of you. Puts you in bad spots. It's hard not to do multiple spots. This battle here continues. Reddick's like, man, I just got the spot. Now he's going to lose it again. Marty.
Junior stage 3, and look who's in the top 10. Yes, Kyle Larson is sitting in ninth after 7 stops today with the top lead. A lot of work under caution of this car going under the front hood at 1.2 make several large adjustments to the 5-car, and as Cliff Daniels promised, he told me earlier today, it might take us all night long, but we'll be up there. And guess who was the third fastest car on the racetrack on that last lap? Yes, Kyle Larson. Knight got over for the 5 team. And Junior, didn't you start tonight by saying this team is scrappy? They'll eventually find a way. Well, they've done it.
Yeah, I didn't think any of us wanted to count them out, and they have done it the hard way. There's not a lot of speed in this race car, but they've been patient and smart. Championship team, this is what you do. This is how you win championships, is taking a bad car, getting a good run with it. Another driver that's having a pretty good night, this 41, Cole Custer, right there in 14th place. Sturhouse Racing now to Haas Racing. It's been a tough couple of years for this program. This team, we really didn't expect out of this car this year. A lot of turmoil, and they've been able to really struggle on the racetrack, working hard out there. They're grinding on out tonight, trying to get a top 15 finish. Byron has lost some pace to Jones right there, and Jones has drove away, which I'm a little surprised by that. Jones up the racetrack. And Hosamar is now trying to track down this 24 car on the long run. Trevor. Yeah, a couple spots behind Martin Hosamar and the 23 of Bubba Wallace. Remember earlier in stage 1, he got that speeding penalty and had to come down the road. But then Paul Sachs in 8th place here, one of the fastest cars on the track. For his segment here, Bubba said car's really good. I'm just cruising right now.
I would say, too, when things aren't going your way, 3 consecutive finishes outside the top 30. You get the speeding penalty tonight. If you don't that the top 10 and it's that kind of a run, then you does a lot for momentum and adds a lot of belief to the team. And you look at the standing 3 right now.
Yeah, you're just going to be amazed at what the team circle on the calendar as the motivating moment of the year, right? We're going to focus on the highlights of the wins, the great run, great business. Sometimes it's the great recovery, or when your relationship or teamwork's been tested and you've persevered through to have success on the other side. Those can be as important for an organization. Remember, you were a crew chief for Bubba Wallace, had so much time with Louis Barker on top of you at Box. You know, these type of battles are going to solidify this crew chief. But 9 of Chase Elliott, though, this is not yet tonight. We'd expect her in the 7th. Working on McDowell, here for 60. Yeah, he and McDowell both slid out of the top 10 as the nights went on, and that's what allowed these other drivers like Bush and so forth to be able to get themselves up toward the front of the field. A lot of cars struggling as this race goes on. You see Briscoe down there at 20th, not able to bring that 19 car run back to the top 5 where he started earlier today.
Suarez back there behind him, driving the 99. The Tootsie's
Oh, goodness.
They worked really hard to be able to stay in this race.
I think they've got to be happy to be sitting here at 18. Maybe some opportunities late in this race, some restarts like we had last year, could turn this into a top 15 or even a top 10 finish.
His first career Xfinity win came in Michigan, where we go next week. But 2 weeks is when they circled the calendar of Mexico City. I cannot wait to watch Mexico City celebrate Daniel Suarez in 2 weeks' time on Prime.
You see on the bottom of the pylon, final pit window open, meaning if you finish here, you can make it to the end of the race, no problem on fuel. I want to bring that up. These cars, look, I'm going to be honest, if we think we go further, if we think we have much fuel on here, we're fine. Every crew chief down here is holding those cars up to the list, how long they were in the pit box. We knew who had slow stops and fast stops, so I know who has more fuel than others. But we don't really know where any of them are at. You see Jonathan Hazard, crew chief for Blaney, right there on the bottom. Blaney's last pit stop, 10.5 seconds. It's actually 14 or 15 gallons. I only say that because this next wave of pit stops, much like last week in the Coca-Cola 600, it was detrimental to Denny Hamlin. That adjustment looked magical to Ross Chastain, who came down and ran Byron downhill. Who is going to feed into it? Who is one pit stop away from the perfect adjustment?
And now we get into the 4th quarter of the race. You got to be able to finish the deal. Blaney in position right now. He's in front of Andrew, Logano, Jones, and Byron. NASCAR on front, live in Nashville.
When my doctor gave me breastfeed for my COPD, I noticed things change.
Oh.
Breastfeed better breathing started.
All right.
Breastfeed won't replace a breast inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It's not for asthma. Tell your doctor a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take breastfeed. prescribed. Breastfeed may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if voice and breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems irritating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about breast.
Here's the reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving, doing what they do best. Helping neighbors, pushing in, getting it done. Only America's most dependable truck will do. And every Chevy driver, dependability comes safe.
Everything's just scraps. What's a breakfast combo? 6 cups, French toast breakfast, 6 bucks. 6 bucks for all this and all that. That's a lot of breakfast. 6 bucks. Peak days add up. If you got another pound of improv.
All of us get weird about streaming 3-inch bags. Large pounds.
So are you trying to shorten up their pit stop, assuming we see a green flag stop for Ryan Blaney?
We told you during the last stop, Denny Hamlin had no grease system inside his car, and now also he has no helmet hose either. Listen to the radio. Denny Hamlin obviously not very happy with his team, and that those two things inside the car have failed. So remember, the entire stage screen for Denny Hamlin will have no fresh air and no fresh blood.
Goodness.
Wow.
Oh, this will go now.
All of these crew teams are watching all the data for all the different teams to know how hard they are pushing. So if we take a peek at Blaney and how much fuel he's burning, take a look at our burn bar, miles per gallon. This is basically a 4.5 miles per gallon is how far the 12 can go. And each team calculates this on all the other competitors. We calculated on all drivers in the field over the first stage. And we kind of get a little bit of a glimpse. If this 12 is trying to stretch it to the finish, we can see that MPG go up. You probably can get it to 5.5, even 6 miles per gallon. He's going to stretch this run. But currently, he knows he has some hits. He's saving a little bit of gas. His bar is not full. He's just trying to shorten that next switch off.
Does all the data add or relieve stress?
Well, it relieves stress when it works, but when it goes away, the stress spikes out of control. It's like
Let's see Gene and Chase Briscoe down there out there.
working and then everything crashes. That's what these teams are really leaned on. We're talking about Trackhouse and how they came out of the 600 looking really good, made some gains in performance. They haven't had a great season up until the last week or two. This driver right here, J-Man Gisbergen, has really shown out the last couple of races. He had pretty good speed last week in the 600 top 15. Yes, he's worked really hard to try to improve on the ovals. Here's another good night right there, passing Briscoe, taking away 19th position in this game.
And hey, 4 of the 13 races, or the next 12 actually after tonight, on road courses, right? But between now and the playoffs, that is a huge opportunity for that group to go out and race with themselves in the playoffs.
You have to wonder how much release this 88 and Shane was on because of how long will he be allowed to sort of adapt and learn
you're starting to see the performance. You're starting to see the understanding. You know, his teammates have got the same amount of pace, and he's able to go out there. Look, he didn't have great race cars when this season started. Couldn't learn how to get around here without a great race car. Now they're giving him good cars. Now he's starting to run better and really improve. Good to see.
And that takes me to Trackhouse Big Picture. This is their home track where Justin Marks lives. They have a portion of their business set up here in Nashville, Tennessee. This weekend, the group making their 300th start in NASCAR's Cup Series. 3 full-time teams. We talked about the big win of the Crown Jewel last week at the Cup 600. They've done an unbelievable job of growing over there.
All right, talked about how important the fuel burn was. We talked about Blaney Logano short on pit road. We saw the fuel can trying to stay plugged in. Well, look at him. He's going about 4.8 miles per gallon. So his fuel is less. Logano, the master, went 110 laps here last time. He's trying to save more gas than Blaney and trying to leapfrog him on the pit stop.
What's up, Marty?
Eric Jones is on pit road.
All of stage 3, sitting with 58 to go. They should be able to hit it, obviously, if they get to the end without having to wait too long on fuel. They are going to have to go to the second can, though, for Eric Jones. But doing it under 3, what's the advantage of that, Steve?
Well, you're just trying to not burn as much time under green because the cars
Carson.
everybody comes at once. Under yellow, you can kind of leapfrog them on pit road. We're going to see if it works out, though. Most of them are on pit road now, Kim.
Yeah, and their last stop was a little shorter than others, and I asked them if they felt good. They said fuel on the last stop was exactly the number they were aiming for what that's worth. Really happy, though, with the last adjustments, and it was finally rotating. Dallas did slightly go away during the later portion of this run for fresh Goodyear tires. You see that second can of Sunoco fuel. Michael McDowell on the bottom, teammate to Carson Hocevar. They've had a pretty good day. Just overall looking for a little bit more grip as they put on fresh tires and put Goodyear fuel in that car.
Nashville, typically a great track race, with a little struggle today. Trying to get 7 when he came up pit road.
As they make green flag pit stops, look at the delta. Blaney 3 seconds in front of Hamlin. Here comes Logano, Trevor.
Joey Logano heading to the red as well. Felt like the rear of that car was really starting to fade there, so he wanted an adjustment. If you go out to that 12 car, almost felt like they got it full, even though that fuel can just went at the end. See right there, Jack dropped 22 leads. That's the efficiency of the stop before Logano saving on the track and paid off, Marty.
Back in the game for Kyle Larson. He said his biggest complaint now is 2-3 on the entry of turn 1 for fresh Goodyear tires. Also, Sunoco fuel to get Larson to the end of the race after a miraculous recovery on the back of the field several times into the top 10.
Speaking of recovery, Bubba Wallace's recovery continues. Trevor, pick your road in front of you. Yes, sir. The track is tied for pretty young for Bubba Wallace. He wants to get a little bit tired here. But Dan has recovered for the speed. You can hear it in his voice. He's proud of what they're doing right now.
Here's what I would say to Ryan Blaney. You make
9
a stop
points.
here. Do not speed. Your advantage 3.6 seconds. You can't have a miscue in this situation and give up the advantage.
Thinking how many cars missed pit road during practice? We saw what, 5 or 6 cars, right? Blaney was one of them running the bottom. We'll see when they decide to come. He's kind of catching traffic. Oh, we're going to catch it live.
Here he comes. Here comes Blaney.
Look good, nothing locked up. Made a great smooth entry for Blaney. We'll see if the timing matches for look. He's got to come down to service, chase in front of his crew for the 12. He just cannot have any issues. Tires tight, more importantly, fuel enough to make it to the finish, Kim.
Yeah, and that car from Ryan Blaney's biggest complaint was it built a little tight on the long run, but it starts to work its way back to neutral. He's sliding it into the box. The crew's going to go to work. We'll see how long this stop is. Right side tires go on. 4 fresh Goodyear tires. You see that second can going in for Ryan Blaney.
Second can going in, and you saw not a long way on fuel, but a little. I can see a 10.5 second stop. I think everything's successful for Blaney. He'll go back on the racetrack. I think he has to feel good about it. Now the question is Hamlin, Byron, the other cars up front, what they do. Kid 19, also on pit road.
Briscoe getting his service with 51 laps to go. Christopher Bell in as well. Marty.
Oh, 50 to go. And we just hit 3 hours on the live stream.
Byron was second. Now he makes his pit stop. And really separate on track.
Rudy Fuel had told his driver, we are going to go a little bit long on this. Just right up the lane, trying to lane into the center. Who's off? He just needs it to last longer for these last 50 laps.
Oh, we're running it really long.
Going down into turn one. Byron still leaving pit road. I show you. Normally we show this very close blend. It isn't close because right here, right away, it's just what you want him to do, Adam. No trouble. Off pit road. It's really just a question of the cycle now. Hamlin out here running long. What does he want? He wants a caution. Because Logano's a lap down. Lady was running in his track with Shabak. He's still being lap, but it'd be a huge advantage for Hamlin to come in with 4 tires on and all the fuel required under him.
What did their job? Now you just have to hope that the racing gods are shining on you and we don't get enough time on caution in the middle of the cycle. Hamlin, Cedric, SVG, Austin Dillon, Keselowski, all those guys up there at the top have not messed up.
You ask yourself, Hamlin was 3.5 seconds back. Do they have an ace up their sleeve? Do they think they'll be able to have a much shorter pit stop? Or are they just looking for the yellow that I talked about? We heard that report from Marty, the driver. You see his visor up. No air into the helmet. Look at those eyes. I'm not sure he's blinked since we're watching it right here. He is absolutely focused.
Marty, Dylan aware of the helmet. That's what Denny Hamlin has his visor up as well. So Chris Gale's held Harry here's team to make up those 3.5 seconds because he wants Denny Hamlin to run it to the switch. So it's all the way out. They can flip the switch. They have a little bit of a reserve tank, and Hamlin will do that. Go as far as they can go, hoping that somehow he can make up these 3.5 seconds.
Not just somehow, but the question of fuel on board will be answered. When they get to the switch, he then knows exactly how many laps he has to run to the finish. He'll get under green. If he only needs 9 gallons, that's all there'll be in the pit box for. There'll be no guesswork. There'll be no extra fuel. We are talking quarts. We aren't measuring in the gallons. We're measuring in the quarts at this point.
Chris Gale, first year crew chief with Denny Hamlin. They won twice this year, and Hamlin making his 700th career start here tonight.
So look at the burn,
4.7 miles per gallon. Oh, he's coming to pit. He's coming to pit.
Blaney go by, and that'll be the race when Hamlin comes from the 12 coming back around.
Absolutely strong to finish this lap. He has a whole lap to make up. The question now is, what do they have? I'm assuming 4 tires, but is it a 9-second pit stop? We've seen a lot of 10.5s, Marty.
So what's the time here? Here it comes team. The period of all time for the 11 because it's the switch on the back stretch. You're that video live. Wait just a little bit.
10-second pit stop.
There goes what will become the race leader. There are other cars we have to get in. So the lane, first car to make it out of fuel. On road, there's close car, the second set. Great shot. Hamlin sees that too. He's like, oh man, I gotta get the 77. He knows these other cars have to go out in front of the Logano, out in front of Jones, out in front of the Byron. So the pit stop cycle for Hamlin running long pressure tire, yet then losing a lot of position on the racetrack. I think that's a possibility.
That's good. That's really good. Actually worked out better than I thought.
This is twice tonight that Brian Wilson lost his series and played this long track. He's trying to do it here in stage 3 with 42 to go. Now, the interesting thing for Cedric is that the car was stuck in fifth gear for much of the end of that run. He said he can downshift, but he has to use the clutch. So he's been busy behind the wheel. We'll see on this exit here road. Looks like it was pretty clean there for a guy who's been struggling with the transmission this evening.
Using the clutch and downshift, that's been so important. These guys don't have to do it any other time, right?
6 on the cycle with Endale.
So to see the Chastain tonight. Remember last week we were talking about Hamlin and fuel and all these things, and next week we linked. The Chastain was on the scene with the fastest car here, and this car found that magic to run down the lane. If you get a little quicker than the rain last lap.
Pretty impressive. 7-year run on truck race here a couple of years ago in Carson so far.
Your pylon hitting as well. Very full running, looking for this yellow. You see a little bit slower lap time on the pylon. That's because they're stretching it. They need to get. I'm on this call for all three. He has admitted we need to win a race at this point. I think Hamlin feels like it would be the best thing for these guys to make the playoff, the best guarantee. So we're really close to the fourth lady who we believe will be the leader for the second finish.
Ooh.
How far they can go to the tank, they got close to the end of that tank. So they're going to be praying for this scholarship because in the next 5 laps, not sooner. Think about the way Austin Dillon has won some races in his career. Been very creative. I go back to that first group in Coke 600 2017 when they played the fuel mileage game. He's out front right now.
And the 3 cars trying to make it to about 265. But Austin Dillon's loving that clean air right now. And right behind him, the 6 car rack is last week. Remember last week he had that crew member on pit road got a penalty. Today has the issue 42. And the decision another day when the issues keep arising from the 16 when they have a fast race car.
Got Barry up there as well, trying to overcome the penalty. Third driver in that line and hanging on before making the pit stop.
Hamlin is making up time. Hosvar is making up time. This is why. Blaney has run into the back of traffic. The 42 is wrong, but it has become very challenging for the 12 car to make lap time because of this traffic. Behind him, the 77 looking the onboard camera. I mean, that is as clear as you're ever going to get in a track this size. He's making up time left and right. Hamlin doing the same thing who's behind Hosvar. You really nailed the step in. Those cars need to be traffic cleaner.
Yeah, it's not just 1 or 2 cars. It's about 6 or 7 cars right here complaining that he's going to have to find his way by. His lap times are struggling because of it. How much of that is racing luck versus managing your pit stop so that you know that you're going to have some clean racetrack to work with?
A little bit of both. I think this is with the veteran champion Ryan Blaney is what they want to lean on. He can be emotional on the radio, but I don't see that hurt his lap time. And I think at this point, he just needs to focus for 22. He gets emotional because his IQ of racing is so high. He knows what's happening behind him. He doesn't need to update.
Last lap on the racetrack, you run 30-27. Other car 30-12, Blaney at 29-95.
Oh, the 12 big
Oh.
moment right there.
Wow.
That shows us he's pushing and everything he's got. There's nothing left in the tank right there. He's running the lap time to the max, pushing the car, trying to get out of the flat traffic, getting more and more frustrated every corner. And this is Nemechek's already 1 lap down. Look at the time that Blaney's losing here. Just remind me, left side, look at the difference in tires over here, right? Blaney 18 laps, Hamlin only 10. It's 8 laps pressure, but at this point of the race, all that hook is fine here. It's a really big moment inside the car. And we saw the car get loose on injuries. Really, wow, listen to this in-car radio here.
Oh my God, man. I'm down. I gotta give it up. They don't want me down. Just try to keep digging here. Doing everything you can to get you help. Try to sort of understand.
They want to throw his spotter off the stand. That was spotter talking to Blaney.
Tim Feeder was an outstanding spotter. He was a racer. He knows what this is all about.
The great race car driver. It's the kind of guy you want on top of the stand that knows what it's like to be inside that car and have to calm you down because that's great for Blaney to know he relates to what I'm feeling. I just need somebody to say, man, I know how you feel, all right?
But Peter will work forever with Harvick. And when Harvick retires, he comes over and now he works with Ryan Blaney. He has really found the sweet spot.
And now we're in that emotional point where that bright yellow Menards paint scheme is so good for a spotter, but it is absolute motivation for Carson Hosvar. Because here you are, but look up in the distance. You see that bright yellow paint scheme. Hosvar knows that's the guy. He has the thing there. He can see it. He can taste it. All of that, rough driving, everything people call him out, wins, getting all
Yeah, everyone else.
Everything is cycled through Blaney just under 3 seconds in front of Hocevar and Hamlin. It's 4 seconds back.
Blaney just about 3/10 slower than Hocevar. Still trying to get through that traffic, but behind Blaney, look at all these past the cars. Now Hocevar has to find his way through. And then he will find it in the clutches of Hamlin, who has better tires. Here's running on board the manual hammer on the roof of the Hocevar's car. Those better tires point out there, I think it's more than last time. You know, top tires are a huge advantage. I don't think they are just how fast you can go, but I do think it makes a big difference on how fast you can pass. I think those pressure tires make the car for that quarter mile that we were talking about and make the passes quicker.
29 laps to go. Less than 15 minutes time a day for Blaney to ride this thing out and get his first win of the year. All of his teammates have already missed Blaney this year.
Blaney was 3/10 slower that lap. And so when they came back out on the racetrack in the middle of the pit cycle, it was about 4, maybe a little more than 4 seconds between these two drivers. It's now down to 2.5 seconds. The traffic though in front of those cars is going to really challenge him to continue to close that gap. Here comes that blue car back there, Denny Hamlin. He's mad, he's hot, uncomfortable.
By the way, early congratulations to Denny Hamlin and his fiance Jordan, because they're expecting a baby boy anytime soon. Hamlin was going to race here tonight, right? So he goes home, going to have a new baby here this week, and we all are congratulations before it happens.
And there'll be a battle here shortly.
Hamlin's closing down on Carson Hocevar.
Those cars in front of you. Sometimes, though, once you're a lap down, I don't know if you need to, but I've seen drivers kind of just give up, not give up, but allow a driver past you a little leader. Because remember, when Blaney passes you, that's putting you a lap down. Hocevar and Hamlin, you're already a lap down. Hocevar is now struggling, running 30-30s, lost about 2/10 in the last lap or two to his lap time. But Hamlin, no, still a 30 yards. He got a Hamlin. 26 laps is an eternity at this point at this racetrack. And a track that Carl's been telling us all weekend that being concrete, how slippery, how one overdrive costs you so much time. Byron and Jones going in, as they have multiple times tonight. But Wallace right behind them, sitting there in the 7th spot. Would love to get 2 more spots, but he's not even better.
Great comebacks by Allison Larson.
Wallace hasn't finished in the top 30 in the last 3 races. There's a ton of points to the bubble there. Most confident SVG had a great run last week, 14th in the Coca-Cola 600 NASCAR's longest race. But look at this big correction. Bad arrows. Big loose. That was almost the yellow that Wayne didn't want. Currently running in the 24th position. That got his attention without a doubt. And he crossed the way that lap car. It's like just shut all of the downforce off the car immediately, like a big light switch. Now, Blaney's got some traffic in front of him. All these cars lined up. They're not going to be easy to pass. It's kind of got all this stalled out right now. It really does. The accordion is squeezed together.
Hocevar running second. He's a Michigan native. We go racing in Michigan next Sunday. What a homecoming it would be if you returned to your home state to race and you took up your first career Cup victory. 23 to go. He's second behind Blaney.
And looks for a really great job. And if you're trying to approach this lap traffic, you just need to keep that in mind. Like, hey, obviously we want to go over here and try to win this race. But we also need to finish. If we got a second place car, we need to bring it home second. That exact thought is what I think the 23 Oklahoma Walls have. You talked about it early. This horrendous run of finishes for 23-11, and specifically Bob Wallace. Look at that 35th, 33rd, 33rd. I thought it all came apart today when he had a penalty on pit road, but here he is back in 6th. What a recovery out of this 23 car. It may only look like a top 5 at the end of the day, because it will get Byron in front of him. But it could have been much worse, and it much needed to swing up the limit back to the final 3.
That 8th place finish in Talladega, the only top 10 for the organization in the last 5 races in 23-11.
And Danny put him on notice. He wants to see more out of the organization, so Butler responded today.
Reddick was great last week, had the speeding penalty. Had some problems here tonight. He's at 11 right now as we hit 21 laps to go.
And that last lap, those cars knocked a little chunk out of it.
Austin Dillon out of shape.
Right there outside turn 1 and 2.
car gathered up back down the racetrack. But Ozabar, even in this traffic, is still it's slowed down a little bit. Remember earlier in the day, we heard a lot of people talking about brake fade, brake shape.
Austin Dillon, man, he's just
Mid.
not that good, man.
Mid slap. He still lost his slide 2 sleep was ago.
The only reason why he made the playoffs in 2022 is because of that rainy wreck that happened in Turn 1 at Daytona.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why he made the playoffs that year.
And the only horse that survived were Bat Martins.
Don't let you and I talk about the slow strategy. Hey, let the driver know what the plan is. Well, now it's not about strategy. Now it's about perspective. Let's try to reduce the anxiety of the driver who he must feel like he's getting killed all the time because he's not getting any closer. He has to go by him. So just forget. You're doing great.
You talk about the level of concentration. We're on an 84 lap run here with a green flag pit stop sandwiched into the middle of it. Have to execute. The margin for error is 0. 12 is doing it. Let's get a report from Kim.
Yeah, right now Ryan Whiting has been quiet on the radio. The majority of the chatter has been from his spotters if you were just giving him the loud parts that are front. What he's going to have to do to get around them. Let's look at the first for right now. Second position. Yes, would we love to win this race? Absolutely. But given that they've been fast this year, that they just have not had the finishes to show for it. Very variety of issues. 2 minutes into the battle of victory clock stops. A lot of stuff has gone wrong. And Carson told me, we always go through these races in the last 50 to 80 laps, thinking what's going to happen now. So a second place finish, despite losing a race, will still be a big day for this team.
Hocevar and Hamlin, they haven't really made that much ground on Blaney, so unless the caution comes out, I mean,
somebody who's letting it go. And always waving the free by right here. Yeah, so right there, I think the green off the top line. Yeah, the free and so this later he's got a little bit better tire. So he's trying to let it go by. He must know that he's struggling with the company's race car. He doesn't get a little bit free back there, pedestrian a little bit. He's trying to maintain the spot. He knows that Danny's coming. And close it in. 15 to go. Racing in trail for free.
Nikolai's giving us the numbers on lane. First on long run speed. Overall speed outstanding as well.
I told you the host part there. Yeah, hand signals, we got it all. Carson got it all. He does not disappoint. No. I think he's going to become a fan favorite. I think some are going to really not like him. If you're a Ricky Stenhouse fan, you probably don't love Carson Hocevar today. But, people like personality. If Carson Hocevar is not like personality.
I would say he's found balance, but if I'm being honest, he's crossed the line a lot. Not afraid. Not confident.
He comes over 9:15 the ball. He actually misses his curve. Mine's not over yet. He's still got the hold on. This is another car. Denny Hamlin. 77's kind of stalled out here in traffic. Now he's right on board the National Beverly camera with Denny. Doesn't want to get as quick as I thought he would because he hit it so late. He's got a little bit of a tire advantage, but going to try to use this traffic if he can't get the second position away. Dale, you and I know, though, we did that more in the race where we're trying to show you all the battles we see around the racetrack. There are 1,000 of moments that we just saw with Carson with hands going in here. Whoever at this racetrack is so frustrated with the guy in front of him that the patience is just going to snap for 12 of them. Right there, what we saw, Denny get to the top of the racetrack. Hey, we'll get some clean air. It didn't work. Hocevar actually gained time on it. What's happened is we got late into this race, it's got a lot of dominant. The track's cooled off, and the cars now are feeding down the racetrack where the grid of the speed is. You can run that higher line, but it's not as fast just because it's 4 feet. And so
where that was working for these teams earlier in the daylight or later in the evening, it's not an option anymore late in this race. It's going to come past Virginia. Good little battle right here. P3, 10th Street, Christopher Bell, ready trying to call it into it. I've seen these 45-20 side by side too many times for the last several laps. They keep going at it. They're kind of both hung up behind the one, and they keep trading the spot back and forth between each other. Side by side.
Chastain not going to win 2 in a row up here, but when you think about their performance connecting Saturday to Sunday, really finding a good space as that one team.
When you talk about performance, you know, when it matters most, how about performance under pressure? We did well enough. Denny Hamlin has a baby on the way. Due date, I think this weekend. He's here. It's also a 700 career start. And look at this list. The who's who of 700 starts from the Ironman Ricky Rudd at 8, Bobby Allison, Rusty, Harvick, Richard, and Jeff Gordon. No one's ever rang the bell. No one's ever gone victory lane on their 700 career start. Denny Hamlin, currently third in the match. Jeff Gordon back in Darlington May 2013. It'd be a heck of a thing. You know, he's got to be on the list. It's just a question of what's the number that's going to be next to his name.
Hey, winner or not, 43 years old, he's already won a couple of times this year. What this guy is doing is just remarkable over such a long period of time. Talking about Denny Hamlin, third right now. Got the fastest lap tonight. You see the stopwatch in our pylon. Xfinity will pay a point at the end of the evening for that. 8 laps to go for Blaney.
Wow, the screen there. Looked like Reddick was putting the fight on Chastain for position. Oh, Chastain was a little bit off there too there. Reddick to the inside. This is for 9. The Chastain is still, you know, coming off the 600 win, running in the top 10 all night. The track counts, I know they won it more, but they've struggled this year. They're making some gains. We're talking about SVG running better over the last several weeks at the Ovals. Warren back here at 14. Might lose another spot here, Christopher Bell. Looks like it's one car just lost all the tires here late in the race. This is that moment in the race where I know drivers take absolute pride that they can find
6 laps to go.
6 to go, right? Trying to hold that one guy off or go get that 1 point. Oh, this is going to get tight.
Ooh.
66. Bell's going to try to use the pick, but 66 is nice, John. Just pulls right. Ross fires it off down into turn 1, trying to hang on that outside. He's going to be able to do it down the back straightaway here. And behind him, Kyle Busch. And that number 8 car. They got the hood up. They got the second pit stop. Just here he is at 12th. They had a rough couple of weeks.
You think about everything that's gone wrong and where they are in relation to that playoff cut line. And they can just get on the positive side of it. All of the second half of the regular season could be good. There's only top 5 this year came on the road course in Texas, Circuit of the Americans, with all the road course races. Maybe that's a chance for the 8 to get going in the right direction. 5 to go in the event tonight.
And you got to credit Kyle Busch. Always maintaining a good attitude and fighting hard in that 8 car, giving them a shot, right?
4 to go.
The team that's kind of struggled to be able to put the pace out there, but he gives them a chance every time he gets behind the wheel. And now there's a point where the last thing that Ryan Blaney wants to hear is about a caution. He wants to see that white flag, get this race official. He saw this car in practice, phenomenal lap times. The cars all practice in 2 groups. This car in the green and the 12 cars stood out. They got a lot of speed all year long. Some issues, roll motors, things like that. That's not allowed them to get the win, to get the finishes that they deserve. But you mentioned it earlier in the weekend, Steve. You got that speed. That's the hardest thing to obtain. Just keep focused, because if you keep showing up to the racetrack with fast race cars, like tonight happened. Yeah, 10 full-time season riders, the champ back in 23, 13 wins. And those disappointments, those DNFs, I think if he's fortunate enough to leave for these last 2 years, we're going to see an emotional celebration at this 12 team, because it's easy to say the DNFs don't matter until you have a win. Then they really don't, because then you're playoff bound and you can kind of just free wheel it. After that one, it would surprise me if this 12 car just continues to win races.
You referenced the championship in 23. Big walk-off win last fall in Martinsville. Make the championship for
White flag, final lap.
White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Now Blaney to Cruz. Only driver at Team Penske is winless so far this year. They came to play tonight.
Yep, Brian Blaney's the winner.
12 car into 3 and 4. It's going to be a Nashville night to remember. Ryan Blaney is the man in Music City.
Ryan Blaney wins at Nashville.
Alright, I'm gonna give that race a 8 out of 10.
That was a solid race. I would say that was really solid. That was solid.
Last year, that 5 overtime thriller, Joey Logano gets it, goes on to win the championship this year.
Well, all 3 Penske cars now have wins. Denny finishes 3rd. Carson Holtzler 2nd. Good run. Finally a top 5 finish. Woo! Denny's first top 5 since Bristol. Thank gosh. Bubba gets a top 10. Woo. Not sure. I think Reddick finished top 10 too. Let me go look it up. Bubba, after that speeding penalty at the start of the race, got a top 10. Yep, Tyler Reddick finishes 9th. Denny Hamlin 3rd. He got the fastest lap of the race too, so he gets that extra bonus point. Bubba 6th, Reddick 9th. Got it. And congrats to Blaney. I'm so used to Blaney not doing burnouts, but now here he is doing them. He's gonna go in the crowd. That's $139 laps left.
Alright, I'm done, yo.
All right, well, that's it for this live race reaction. Congratulations to Ryan Blaney on winning tonight's Nashville race. He's now in the playoffs, and yeah, congrats to Blaney. And yeah, this is Preston and
Ace Lost Team 48.
signing off.